Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Okay.
Morning, sir.
All right, good morning again, students, teachers. Are you seeing me? Are you hearing me?
Morning, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Good morning, miss.
I'm trying to move something here on my system. I'm not too tech savvy. I don't know what I have done. All right, I am going to share my screen with you, but we are going to start off this morning with our devotion because we are at First School, we are a family, and so I'm going to ask persons to ensure that their mics are muted. I've been muting persons, but I'm going to ask that you check and ensure that your mics are muted. All right. So as I was saying, we are a church school and we are a family. And so in everything that we do, we must invite the Lord in the midst. And so we're going to start off with our devotion. And this morning, our devotion will be led by Miss Thompson. Ms. Thompson?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so this morning's topic will be grace and mercy. So for those who don't know me, I'm Miss Thompson. I'm a religious education teacher, and I'm also the form teacher of 4R. All right, so we'll be starting the devotion with a song. I know the best is to come, no matter what is going wrong. Yes, just by my circumstances. I know that I'm truly blessed. Yes, though dark clouds may rise, and though tempest may blow, I know the best is yet to come. I know the best is yet to come. When will your life change? Remember, the darkest tower is just one day. So no matter how I feel, no matter where you are, your change is coming. Brighter days ahead. I know that is yet to come. No matter what's going on, yes, despite life's trials and I know that I'm truly blessed, yes. And though dark clouds may rise, though tears may blow, I know the best is yet to come. I know the best is yet to come. All right. I'll be doing a reading from that I got from the Daily Bread. And it goes, a stately sunflower stood on its own in the center of a lonely stretch of a national highway, just a few feet from the last lane. As I drove past, I wondered how it had grown there with no other sunflowers visible for miles. Only God could create a plant so hardy it could thrive so close to the roadway in the gray gravel lining the median. There it was, thriving, swaying gently in the breeze, and cheerfully greeting travelers as they hurried by. Our God is the master of unanticipated mercies. He is able to cause great good to spring up unexpectedly out of the hard gravel of life's most unfavorable circumstances. Watch him closely. He may do it again today. I know that everyone is aware that we're still in the middle of a pandemic, sadly, and we may lose faith as times go by. So I just want us all to remember these words. We'll now be listening to the prayer chorus, Your Grace and Mercy. And then the Lord's Prayer will be said. Your grace and mercy brought me. I'm living this moment because of you. I want to thank you and praise you too. Your grace, yes, brought me through. For you, your grace brought me. I'm living this moment because of you. I wanna thank you and praise you. Praise your grace. Oh, Lord. All right, so the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. I'll now hand over to Ms. Chambers. Ms. Chambers, Ms. Beckford.
Good morning, everyone. Ms. Chambers is having slight device difficulty. She just informed me that she's trying to change her device, so she'll be with you in a little while. So please bear with her.
All right, good morning again. I apologize. My system froze a while ago, and so I have to change device. I had to change the device. All right, I am trying to get the agenda back up, so please bear with me. All right, Miss Thompson, thank you very, very much for those wonderful words this morning, and I hope this morning that it is of some encouragement to us. I know that we are moving into a new term, and for many of us, we are hesitant. You know, we are a bit afraid, but remember, with God in the midst, everything is possible. Let me, at this juncture, apologize for our acting principal, Mrs. Ford Bryan. She is unfortunately not with us just yet, but she will be with us. But in the interest of time, we are going to just move a bit forward until she gets here. All right, now the next, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the welcome. All right, Miss Mac, that's the wrong agenda, Miss Mac. Yes, it's the other one. Thank you, Miss. Now, I would like to welcome you all to your first fourth form orientation. You hear what I said? Fourth form orientation. Can you imagine it, students? You are already in upper school. You're already at the upper school level. You're already at the upper school level. You came here, what, 3 years ago? First formers, shy, tiny, running up and down, unsure, unaware of yourselves. You know, some of you fearful, but here you are as senior students of the Morant Bay High School. I don't know about you, but I am excited for you. Right? You are actually moving onto a new juncture in your life. You're moving on to CSEC. Students, you're becoming, well, you are already young adults, but you're moving forward and you're moving up. And I must commend you for working, most of you for working so hard to get here. All right. Now, we have several matters to discuss with you, very important matters, but we will do so as we go along on the agenda. So I'm going to ask that you follow the agenda closely. All right. I know that some of you eventually, as we go along, you might have some questions. I'm going to ask that you ask some of the, you can type the questions in the chat or in the comments, whichever you want to call it, and we will answer them a bit later in the meeting. I'm going to ask students, you are fourth form students, you have been doing good for the last 3 years at Morant Bay High School. I'm going to ask that you respect the chat. Remember, you're not the only ones here. You have adults here with us. So I'm going to ask you, be very mindful of what you post. All right, I'm going to ask that you do not post any derogatory comments, all right, or any disrespectful comments. Students, again, please ensure that your comments are respectful. You may ask your questions, and as I said, we will answer them as we go further down in the meeting. I'm going to ask you now, if you would, hopefully everybody is at home or you have some access, please ensure that you're able to access your subjects. All right, so remember that listing that your form teacher had sent out in June in the last school term. Please ensure that you have access to that, because at some point of the day we'll be going through your timetables. All right, students, I'm going to ask you, please ensure that you have these ready. All right, Ms. McDermott, would you like to add anything?
Let me say a pleasant good morning to you, fourth formers. Ms. Chambers, I am excited for these students also. I was with them first form, welcoming them. Seems like yesterday. Second form, then of course COVID came in and we were online. And I must say that during the break, I saw some students on campus, and some of them have grown so much, looking so mature. And of course, Even the shy ones, I noticed, they were not so shy. So I really value that maturity that I see in the few students that I've seen since second form. But I was really hoping that come September of 2021, I will be looking in their faces, and I mean face to face, not the face online. But nonetheless, we are really happy for this opportunity wherein we can see each other and wherein we can continue the teaching and the learning exercise. Now, yesterday I said, what can I say to the fourth formers? What can I say to them to encourage them? And I was washing my dishes, and then the thought came to mind, I am going to tell the fourth formers that they are like sponges. And I know some of you are smiling, but here I have a piece of sponge this morning, and I want you to type in the chat for me I'll take at least 4 or 5 ways in which you are like sponges. All right, so I'm going to be asking you, please put it in the chat and let me know, how are you like sponges? And then I'm going to compare it to what I have and see. All right, not seeing any comment yet. Is it that you don't think that you're like sponges? Come on, don't let me. Oh, thank you very much. Yes. Good. I see we take in what is around us. I take in education like sponge takes in liquid. Very good. We absorb things well. Good. We take in information. Good.
Miss Mac, I'm not seeing anything from the YouTube. Students on the YouTube platform, please go ahead and type your responses. We're waiting on you too. You should be participating.
All right, so while they're thinking of it, let me just mention a few that I saw there. Now, when I press the sponge, there is impression. I can twist it. I can do all sorts of things with the sponge. And I thought, this is how you are. There are things that impact you. Right now, one thing, we are flexible, thank you very much. One thing that is impacting all of us is the COVID situation. Many of us, we have suffered the loss of loved one. Many of us, as a result of it, we are feeling afraid and uncertain of the future. But one thing I notice is that when I touch the sponge, which is all the difficulties you are having, it bounced back. And that's the message I want. That's one of the messages I want to leave with you. You are to be resilient. Yes, there are going to be difficulties. Yes, there are going to be problems, but don't let them keep you down. Yes, be sad. I'm not saying to you that you must always be happy. There will be reasons for you to be sad, but don't stay sad. There are things that might impact your performance, but don't stay down. Bounce back like the sponge. Doesn't matter what you do with it or to it, it bounces back. Be resilient. Now, you must know that life is really very unkind, and I know that some of you have been having those unkind moments, but find a reason to bounce back. Find a reason to continue. Now, you will also notice that there are holes in the sponge, and these holes assist in the absorption of liquid. But the holes also tell me that you are vulnerable. Vulnerable to influences that are around you, and especially now that you are online. Students, I'm going to ask you, guard the avenues of your heart and of your soul. Be careful what you see. Be careful what you hear. Watch your feet where they are going, especially now that you are locked down. these are the holes in the sponge because you are vulnerable. All right? And the sponge don't lose its shape. I'm asking you, never lose your hope. Never lose sight of your goal. And as was mentioned, it absorbs things, soak up the good things, your schoolwork, good habits, and put aside the negative. All right, so let me just welcome you back to fourth form. It is going to be a difficult year, but I know my students from first form, and I know that you accept challenges and you accept changes and that you work with it. So I'm going to ask of you, endeavor to let this be one of the best years of your school life. And of course, it will pay off in the future. Welcome, welcome back. I am really happy to have you back and continue the good work. Thank you very much, Ms. Chambers.
All right, students, there you have it. You see how excited we are for you. I am hoping that you can draw from some of this positive energy. And I'm sure your form teachers are also excited. Before we move on, I want to introduce some very important individuals on this platform this morning. As I expressed, our acting principal, Mrs. Ford Barn. She will be with us shortly, but she will be addressing you this morning. We have our acting VP, Mrs. Matt Dermott, who just spoke to us, and she will be speaking to you also a little bit later. We also have our guidance counselors, Ms. Johnson and Mr. Logan. Ms. Johnson will be addressing you a bit later. And we also have some special guests with us. We have two awesome past students who Morat Bay High School would have shaped these individuals and would have made its mark on these individuals. And I'm sure later when you hear their address, you are going to be inspired by them. We have with us Mrs. Marvadine Singh Wilmoth. Miss Wilmoth, if you're here, can you just open your camera so we can see you? Miss Wilmoth? Okay, hi. All right. Your mic is muted.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chambers. I was just texting to you that the host needed to allow me to unmute. So thank you so much for this welcome. Are you saying this is our moment now? Am I
No, miss, I'm just introducing you. Your moment will be coming very, very, very soon.
And I'm saying, Ms. Chambers, we are excited to be here as Morat Bay High School alumni. It's always a pleasure. I'm in my green and white this morning. I wear that with pride. And I'm looking forward with my colleague, Nikema, who is here somewhere. Nikema, are you there? We are ready when you are.
All right, Miss Leslie, if you are here, can you open your camera and your mic? That we would like to see you because I know you're ready and wired. Miss Nikema? All right, I'm guessing she's not here just as yet, but as Miss Singh Wilmot said, I know we are all ready. Oh, and I'm seeing Mr. Anderson here, another alum. All right, Mr. Anderson, students. All right, so the past students are here with us this morning because they are excited for you. Morat Bay High School is an awesome school. You don't know what you have, students. You don't know what you have. So I must say to you that this morning our past students are here, they're wired, and they're ready to inspire you as new fourth formers of Morat Bay High School. All right, now we should be having the principal's address, but as I said, she's not here as yet. And so I think in the interest of time, we are going to move forward with the guidance counselor's address. So Ms. Johnson, I'm going to ask you to go ahead. And as soon as Mrs. Ford Bryan is here, we will move into her address. Ms. Johnson?
Yes, good morning. My name is Chambers. Could you please allow me to share my screen? I will in a couple seconds. Thank you. All right, so a pleasant good morning to you all, specifically Madam Principal, Vice Principal, your supervisor, teachers, invited guest parents, and definitely to my students of greatness. Welcome to you all. I'm so happy, students, that you're back with us today, and congratulations to you. You have successfully unlocked the 4th year of your secondary chapter. So clap yourself, because earlier I heard in Miss Chambers' voice the things that she has projected thus far. She is so excited for you. I am excited too. I'm certain that our farm teachers are excited for you, and all stakeholders, they are definitely excited for you and for us being back today. So if it is that we are excited, I want you to show us now how excited you are, and to also share your goals and expectations with us for the new school year. You don't type it in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to be giving you some instructions, and then we'll take it from there. All right, please indicate to me if you're able to see my screen. You can go ahead and indicate in the chat for those
Yes,
who are
we're seeing
seeing on awesome on YouTube and here in Zoom. All right. So the instructions are, I'm going to ask you to type in www.menti.com. So that's www.menti.com. It's been projected at the top of the screen here. So you can go ahead and type that in. And so you're going to open a new tab, rather, I was supposed to say that, and type in that website, and then there is going to be a box there where you're expected to type a code. The code is projected here at the top of the screen also. So go ahead and type in 76265631. And then as soon as you gain access to that, I want you to now go ahead and share with us how excited you are feeling now, having gotten the opportunity to be back or return to school, and also share your goals and your expectations. So for the excitement aspect of it, you can use emojis, and for the goals and expectations, you can type those out. So as soon as you have gained access, we will be able to see all those responses popping up on the screen here. So I am waiting, not seeing anybody yet. Probably it's taking some time for you. All right, nobody yet. All right, so I'm going to repeat the instructions once again. Type in, open a new tab, type www.menti.com. It's projected at the top of the screen. And then you'll be expected to type in a code. Code is 76265631. And it's also displayed at the top of the screen. Did anybody get an opportunity? Anybody got through yet? Okay. Oh, and it's also in the chat, guys. We have over 100 individuals present. So I'm still waiting. We're still experiencing challenges. All right, I'm not certain what is happening because I'm not seeing anything being, that's not seeing anything pop up on this. Oh, I'm seeing here, probably it's on my end. I'm seeing 5 responses. However, I'm not able to see it pop up on the screen. I'm not certain why. All right, so continue to keep them coming, and then a little later on, and also during our class sessions, I'll be sharing this with you. This will be uploaded to the Google Classroom also, so that you'll be reminded of how excited you were at the beginning of the school year, and also what your goals and expectations are, and your commitment as to how you'll be working towards achieving and accomplishing those things. All right, so we're going to proceed. I need to stop sharing my screen. All right. All right, so as we begin the new school year, I want to encourage you all to enter this new chapter with an open mind and a positive mindset amidst the odds. Give me a moment. Oh, God. Sorry. So we're going to, it's very, very important that, well, actually from last school year, I have been emphasizing this, that it's very, very important that we focus on the things that we can control instead of the things that we can't control. I know that in some of the responses, some persons are not happy, they're probably feeling sad, they're probably feeling bored and so forth, but guess what? Learning is fun. It is indeed fun, because at the end of the day, you are getting an opportunity to benefit from something that is great, something that nobody at all can take from you. Once it is given to you and you willingly take it, it will stick with you. It will be with you forever, and no one can take that from you. Knowledge is definitely power. And so I am encouraging you to bask into each opportunity that is given to you, that is available to you, and to make the best out of it. All right, so we are now in the 4th form, the 4th year. So it's no more time for playing around, no more time for idling or actually doing much idling. You should make, well, it's very important that you make time for your recreational activities, but those recreational activities shouldn't take up at least 50% of your daily activities that you would engage in. All right, no more time for being light, but serious and strong about what it is that you want to achieve as you move and as you progress forward into the future. All right. So some of you here, you might be thinking that, oh, yes, I have finally arrived and I'm now doing 8 subjects or 9 subjects. Oh, and the workload is going to be easier for me. It is not that I'm scaring you. It is, it's going to be challenging, but if you are willing enough to put in the work and to ensure that you do whatever is possible, and as I had said before, that resources and stuff that are available to you, you will definitely be able to overcome and to definitely excel and achieve. In this year, this is where you'll be pursuing the subjects that you'll be doing at the CSEC level. And this will also determine where or how when you move on to the next level, which is after your high school experience, right? So try to find various ways, try to find various methods and strategies to aid you as you go throughout this process. And also try to be your brothers and sisters keeper. I know that for some of you in the past, you may have organized groups before with your friends. You have study groups, you might have tutors outside of school and so forth. Try to utilize these resources, these things that are available to you so that you get the best out of the teaching and learning process. right, students? And there's not only one A neither. There's more than one A's. So let us not be selfish. So if we have somebody who is lagging behind, and if it is that we are, we comprehend a specific area and we are aware of somebody who is not able to, or has not reached to that level as yet, try to be your brothers and sisters keeper and try to assist them. All right, guys? All right, so sharing with the excitement now. So yes, we're back in school and I have a challenge for you. So I know that for some of you that are present here, you are aware of challenges on Snapchat, on TikTok, and other social media platforms. So this is going to be the Martin Bay High School Back to School Challenge for you. And if it is that you are able to engage in other challenges that you see on the TikTok, on Snapchat, and other social media platforms, I know that you'll be capable or you'll be interested and excited to definitely be a part of this challenge. So to start the school year off, right, we have the Back to School Expressica Challenge. So this will actually help to brighten up your back to school blues. So the expectations are snap your coolest selfie in your uniform or create a jingle about how excited you are to return to school. You should also add the caption using your favorite positive quote or affirmation and include the hashtag MBHS Back to School Expressica Challenge. I hope that you're all excited. Can I see the excitement in the chat? Anybody? I hope you're all hearing me and I hope you're excited. And I also hope that you'll be interested to be a part of this activity. All right. So that means that I'll be looking out for those selfies. I'll also be looking out for those jingles about how excited you are. So for submission, you will be expected to upload it in the Google Classroom. So these instructions will be placed there, a portal will be there, and you can submit those there. And as we go throughout the school year, these will be, we will be highlighting these throughout our sessions. Also, when we return in physical school, we're going to have a specific corner that is designated to our Back to School Expressica Challenge. And you will see your jingles, you will see your photos and so forth mounted at the Martin Bay High School. All right, guys? All right, so I'm going to move forward into the specific programs for your year group. So the first one is Learning from Mistakes. So this program is geared towards assisting you to cultivate healthier ways to respond, manage, and overcome daily challenges and issues in order to lead a more fulfilling life. So you'll be given the task to conduct an interview with a family member, a young adult, a family friend regarding their past choices, mistakes, and comments, and also outcome of those decisions that they have made. I'm also expecting that they'll be able to give you some form of encouragement. Going to be expected to write a report. There'll be group assignments and definitely a learning from mistakes quote. So students, I hope you're excited about this because I believe that especially with you being at this stage, you don't know everything. I am this old and I still don't know everything neither. I have mentors and with you getting an opportunity to become aware of these things, I definitely hope that our objective will definitely be executed. And then we have the applicable email address and social media accounts. All right. I know that some of you are already on these or has already joined these social media apps, and you post and you share these things with other persons. However, most times you are not mindful or taking the time out to really think about what it is that you're posting. So I want to, or the Guidance and Counseling Department at Martin Bay High School want and is also and also has a great interest in ensuring that what you do, what you post is definitely applicable and is appropriate, because what you do in the past, which past can be seconds from now, seconds before now. And so when you do these things, they will definitely affect you in the future. There are a lot of persons that are here that are adults. We have Mrs. McDermott and the specially invited guests, your supervisor and so forth. They can also tell you that some of the things that persons have posted in the past, it does affect them in the future, especially in the working world. So we want to ensure that you don't make this mistake. So when you leave Mark Bay High School and you are matriculating, we hope that when your employers go and do some background checks on these social media apps and so forth, you would have had a clean, clear record and also a good reputation. All right, guys? And also for the email address aspect of it, we have to be mindful and careful of the type of email, the names for the email addresses. So you'll definitely be engaged in this program for us to ensure that that is avoided. Then we have the community service program. This you would have been aware of from last year. However, due to COVID, the program is being placed on pause, but you will get further information as we progress in the future. Then we have the Students of the Month program. This is where you'll actually get a great opportunity to be recognized and highlighted for being initiative, exemplary effort, punctual, attendance, exemplary acts of empathy, compassion, assertiveness, positive attitude towards learning, among others, which will also be practiced on a consistent basis. So you'll also be highlighted in devotions, you'll receive a badge, and you also have your photo and video being displayed virtually and also physically for this amazing department. So students, starting today, if it is that you weren't a disciplined person, you probably want to know how to be disciplined, don't hesitate to contact me. I will be open to guiding you through the process because we want you guys to be able to have a good reputation and also to benefit or be a part of the Student of the Month program. So students, if it is that you can do it on your own in changing your behavior and attitude now, fine. If you need additional help, remember what I just said, all right, guys? Then we have the Burn Brighter program. This is in an effort to intrinsically motivate and to empower you to embracing who you are and to believe in yourselves, to achieve your goals and strive to be successful no matter the odds, and also to build school pride. So we really want you to shift, to make a shift from the unhealthy thought patterns, practices, beliefs, and line of conversations that you would have had in the past. So some examples are, me can't bother. This is too hard. Instead, we want you to be able to say, I can and I will. So for this program, it's a two-phase program. And so for the first aspect, for the first phase, you'll be assigned a positive quote or an affirmation. Some examples are, I can make smart choices. I can and I will excel. I have not failed unless I stop trying. I will get through hard times. And we'll also be using hashtag MBHS, all right? And for the first phase, so we have, the first phase is for online. Second phase is physical. So that's when you return physical. So for online, you'll be expected to create 2 personalized cards. You're going to be affixing those to the covers of your book. And you're going to also be posting the second one or mounting the second one in a visible area at home. We're expecting that you reinforce these on a daily basis. And also when you're having your conversations with your friends and so forth, when you're having our sessions, I'll randomly select persons and have them project their affirmation or positive quote about themselves. You'll be expected to also write reports on how this specific quote defines who you are and how it is that you can align your lifestyle to this quote so that you'll be able to excel and be great. All right. Then the second phase, this is when we return to physical school, you will receive a hearing. So on this hearing, so each individual will receive one. So the quote or the affirmation that was assigned to you will be written on this hearing. You'll be wearing these on your bags. And as I said, when we're having our sessions and so forth, we're going to be reinforcing them. And we have other activities that you'll be engaging in. We'll be having group assignments and so forth. Some of the sessions too that will be engaged in coping with death and grief, terminal illnesses, managing conflicts, problems with others, setting and carrying out goals, teen sexuality and relationships skills series. And this is where we'll also be having we're partnering with external personnel so that you will actually get all the information, all the knowledge, so you can make better or much healthier choices. All right. Then we have a special program for the boys. We have a special program for the girls too. So once again, you'll be partnering with external personnel. We'll actually have fathers. This is for the boys who will be engaging you in various discussions and activities. And for the girls, it's going to be similar. Mothers, we're going to be inviting mothers in, other females who are already successful, who already went through the stages and the phases and so forth, so that they can share the experience with you, engage with you on various topics. No topic at all for me is to, should be kept as private, because you're teenagers, and especially with your generation, I know that you know a lot of things, or you think you probably know a lot of things, but we want to be able to give you the correct information or have you gain the correct knowledge about these specific aspects and areas as we go throughout our lifetime. All right, then we have September is celebrated as Suicide Prevention Month. There are materials that will be uploaded to the Google Classroom throughout our class sessions. Also, we'll be engaged in an array of activities, and with me even making mention of this, before I even finish speaking on this point, I want you to know or to become aware, if you didn't know before, that you can reach out to me at any point in time. If you need help, please seek help. One, students, please be your brothers and sisters keeper. If you're aware of a friend who is probably feeling, is experiencing is in a deep state of sadness rather, please, I'm asking you to refer those persons to us, or allow an adult to become aware so that they'll be able to seek help for them. Or if it is you, please don't hesitate. We are here for you. We have so many stakeholders, so please reach out to us, and especially for the guidance and counseling department here. All right, so the final thing before I leave, we are now going to be affirming ourselves, and going to be projecting my screen once again. So we're going to be affirming ourselves. One moment, let me pull that up. All right, please indicate to me if you're able to see my screen. Students, please indicate to me if you're able to see my screen. Not seeing anything in the chat. Those who are on YouTube, please indicate too. All right, awesome. I'm seeing some responses here. Awesome. Because I don't want to leave out anybody right now. Nobody is going to be left behind. All right, so Ms. Chambers, before I proceed, I am asking for your permission to have our students unmute their mics. We're going to create some good confusion right now. So Ms. Chambers, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, Miss. I'm trying to figure out how I go about that. All right.
No, man. I'll ask them to unmute their mics.
Okay.
Is it possible for them to do that, or the host has to do that?
I think the host has to do that.
go ahead.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Mr.
Williams,
Logan.
yes.
And another thing too, students, if you could also turn on your cameras, if it's possible, please turn on your cameras. And then I'm going to ask you also to place your hand on your chest right here, because we're going to be affirming ourselves at this moment. Not seeing any cameras on. I know that I'm seeing some mics being unmuted. All right. Still waiting on the others. Nobody will be left behind today. All right. Nobody will be left behind today. All right, so we're going to proceed. All right, so where you see GC, I will be. All right, so for GC, I'll be reading that, and then for STU, that's for students, that's where you'll actually come in. And if you are able to see or view my screen very, very well, there's an exclamation sign after the statements for students. So we are going to be speaking it into being. We're going to be internalizing it, allowing it to become a part of who we are. All right. So we're going to begin. So what if it is too hard? I'm not hearing anybody at all. Not hearing anybody. Remember your mics. All right. So we're going to start again from the top. What if it is too hard?
What if it is too hard?
What if it's too rough?
I'm going to
push through.
All right.
What if it's too tough?
I'm going to push through.
What if they say you're not good enough?
That's not true.
Awesome. Definitely not true. What if they say you don't matter?
That's not true. I can do anything I put my mind to.
Why?
I was born with
a purpose and I have a lot of.
What do you choose to do?
I choose to
participate in this.
All right. Why?
I can
do anything I put my mind to.
All right. We have another one. We have all right. So believe in yourself.
I will
keep my head up.
Tell me why.
I can
push through anything I put my mind to, and I will keep moving forward.
Definitely. So you did an amazing job. Clap yourselves. Good job. All right, so you can go ahead and mute your mics now. Thank you for engaging in that activity. And students, even though this is the first time you are engaging in this activity, please allow it to become a part of you. Let it become your lifestyle. Every day you rise, try to reinforce this. This will also be uploaded in the Google Classroom so that you'll have access to it, so you can use it at any point in time. And another important reminder, please don't keep it to yourself, but definitely share it with others so that we will all make it together to the finishing line, being successful, being powerful men and women of tomorrow, being productive, and also being good nation builders. So thank you all once again, and I hope you'll all have an amazing rest of the day. Over to you, Ms. Chambers.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Johnson. Thank you so much. Students, I hope you are ready. You see how many programs we have in place for you to guide you. Students, I hope you are ready for fourth form. And as Ms. Johnson says, when it gets rough and it gets tough, students, what are we going to do? Fourth formers, what are we going to do? When it gets rough and tough, do we sit down or do we push through? Can I hear the responses, students? Let me hear you see you opening your mics. When it gets when it gets rough and tough and hard and it feels daunting, what do we do, fourth formers?
You push through.
Come on again,
Push
fourth
through,
formers.
miss.
What do we do?
We're going to push through.
Come on, louder, fourth
Push
formers.
through.
What do we do? We are not boring
We are
people.
going to
What do
push
we do?
through.
We
Push
push
through.
through.
Push
Shout
through,
it a
miss.
bit louder, students. Let's make noise, man. Let this orientation be a noisy one. What do we do, fourth formers?
We push through.
through, miss.
Push through, and we keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Fourth formers, remember, the only time and the only way we fail is when we give up. As long as we are fighting and we are pushing through, there will be success. All right, so we are going to push through. All right, next on our agenda, we have our acting principal, Mrs. Ford Bryan, who will be addressing you. Mrs. Ford Bryan, on to you.
Oh my, good morning, everyone. I am excited. I am just excited. Since Monday, we have been having this course. We are super excited for 2021, 2022. And before I get further in the excitement, I would really love to welcome in our midst Ms. Chambers, our Energized Year Coordinator, Ms. McDermott, our acting VP. We also have representatives from our past students. So we have Marvadine Singh Wilmot. Welcome. Thank you so much. You have been connected to this school from day one, and I feel your energy. I feel it when you spoke this morning that you are ready and raring to go. Nikima Leslie, all these persons are my longtime bunononos. Mr. Bertram Anderson, president of the Past Student Association. Thank you so much all for being here. If in our midst we have Mrs. Basco, who is our PTA president, welcome everyone. And more so, our fourth form students who have now transitioned from third into fourth. You are in fact a part of our senior students. And so I welcome you wholeheartedly to the 2021-2022 academic year. And as our guidance counselor just spoke, Ms. Johnson, well organized, well structured, have all the plans for you. As she just spoke, and she said that this is the transitional year for you. I hope that you are well prepared and that you are eager and that you're open-minded to take on all the challenges, all the activities that will be coming your way. And just remember that you are not alone, because the entire cheerleading squad is here with you. And as we go through and persevere through our challenges, through the challenges of the pandemic, through the challenges of our economic crisis in the world and in Jamaica, be rest assured that others have gone through it, and there are others who will be coming and going through it. You just have to press on. I loved those affirmations that Miss Johnson was speaking to. When the going get tough and you think you can't go any further, just press along. Since Monday, we have been energized and we have been rejuvenated, and we have been empowered with these powerful words that say to us that we will not roll over and play dead. Why? Because we are feeling the carpe diem fever. We are feeling the fever that says, seize the day, seize the opportunity, everything that comes your way, regardless of what it is. You are going to utilize the resources that you have. You are not going to complain. We have been affirming since Monday that we will be changing our narrative from being negative to being super positive, because there is a light in every darkness. You just need to look closely. There is something positive in every situation. You just need to look closely. And so it might not be very open to the naked eyes, but when we start assessing and we start analyzing our situation, we will realize just how good God is, because He continues to give us the light in the darkness. I want to say to you, my fourth formers, this is the year wherein you are starting your career. You are pushing forward what you want to become in life. This is a stage maker in your life. Decide what you want, because at the end of the day, we are producing 21st century citizens who are able to adapt worldwide wherever you go. This morning, you have past students who will be speaking to you about all the avenues and all the preparations that they have for you. I want you to take heed in everything that they have to say. We have past students who have left Morat Bay High School, and they are pitched in every corner of the world. Any profession that you can think of, there is in fact a Morat Bay High School student. So they are here this morning to let you know that you are well covered, you are well secured. If you want mentors, they are here with you. If you want coaches, they are here with you. If you want counselors, they are here with you. Seize the opportunity, seize every resource that we will have available to you, and continue to press on, continue to work hard, continue to be the carpe diem that you are, wherever you go, whether in St. Thomas, in Jamaica, wherever in the world. I want you to walk carpe diem. I want you to talk carpe diem. I want you to have the attitude and aptitude of carpe diem, so that energy will be throughout your bloodline. I will not go any further, because I know that you will be fully charged when we are completed this morning. So I'm going to save the rest for the others. But welcome, welcome students, welcome teachers, and those parents who are listening on. Welcome to 2021, 2022. It's going to be a blast of a year. It is what you put in that you will take out. Carpe diem, and God bless you all.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Ford Brand. Students, are we ready? Fourth form students, are we ready? I'm not hearing anything.
Yes, miss.
Come on,
Yes,
man.
miss.
Fourth form students, are we ready?
Yes, miss.
All right, let's go again. Are we ready to carpe diem, fourth formers?
Yes.
We are ready, we are wired, and we are, success is what? It's near, it's very, very near for us. All right, now we are moving on into the program. Next, we have our awesome past students. I am going to ask, which we saw Mrs. Singh Wilmoth a few minutes ago. So we are now going to pass on the baton to Miss Singh Wilmoth. And I'm sure, students, she will come with words of inspiration and encouragement. So I'm going to ask, wherever you are, sit down, hold on tight, and prepare yourself to be inspired. All right, Mrs. Singh Wilmoth, on to you.
Thank you so much, my Carpe Diem nation of teachers. I mean, the energy up in here is already so high. And I say good morning to the Carpe Diem nation of students who are on Zoom and on YouTube listening to us. I am joined by my colleague, Nikema Leslie. And together we're going to talk a little bit more about our experiences and what's going on in the Alumni Association. So I'm Marvadine Singh Wilmoth. I tell you just a little bit about myself. I am a lecturer in the Department of Chemistry at the University of the West Indies. I am a scientist. I'm a chemist. Okay, so I run a research lab on the campus where I'm making new materials that can store hydrogen to act as alternative fuels, carbon dioxide, so that we want to take some of these pollutants like carbon dioxide, which are causing climate change, which can sense explosives. We have shown in some of our work that this can be done. I am the president of the Commonwealth Chemistry, the chemistry arm of the Caribbean Academy of Sciences, representing Commonwealth Chemistry in Jamaica. I am also a young affiliate fellow of the World Academy of Sciences. And I'm going to stop there. There's a lot more, but I'm not here to give you my CV. Just want to show you that, you know, and I'll tell you a little bit more when Nikema comes in and tell us about herself and where she's at. It will come back to me and I'll tell you a little bit more about how MBHS and this place of Carpe Diem, how this character of Carpe Diem was put inside of me. And I listened to Mrs. McDermott talk this morning, and it's funny because last night my mind was on her husband. My mind was on her husband because her husband was a major part of my life and of planting the seed of Carpe Diem and developing that character of Carpe Diem, which has taken me to the places where I'm at right now. Nikema.
All right. Thank you, Marvadine. Good morning to everyone in the Mark Bay High School family. It really is a pleasure to be able to share with you this morning. Just a little bit about myself. Nowhere near a scientist, but I am actually right now operations supervisor at St. Leonard's Place, Peel in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. I work most of my life, or all my professional life, has been in social services. I've always been about people. I've always liked to engage, interact, have fun, meet people, help people. So all my professional life since university has been in that field. And so having migrated here last year, I continued. I was at the Social Development Commission. So for those of you, when you get into school, and the good option to look at is social work, community development, because you live in communities and it's important that we all play a role in its development, and where you can lead that development by pulling people together. The SDC is one such place to do that. So there goes a career path for some of us. All right, so I hand back to Marvadine.
Thanks, Nikema. And it's great that you and I have been put together this morning, and we're partnering because I'm here in Jamaica, you're there in Canada. I'm on the side of the sciences, you're on the side of the social sciences, mixing in with the arts. Yes. But I gotta tell you, everybody, that it doesn't matter what career you choose. We need everybody right now, because the problem that the world faces don't take one set of people to solve. And in fact, those of us who are scientists right now, I am learning about science diplomacy, and I'm dabbling a little bit in science diplomacy and the communication of science, because the mission of science, Nikema, is to make people's lives better, and that's your mission too. And so we have to come together, and these are the kinds of skills separate from the hard skills that you're taught, guys, in school, the ones that get you the grades in CSEC and CAPE. Separate from those, there are those soft skills, the social skills, the emotional maturity, the communication skills, which are going to be important for you to be success and to rise to the top. All right, so we don't have a lot of time. Nikema and I could actually talk to you for the whole day.
Whole day, right?
But we have to keep focused, right? We have to also say, Nikema, that the boss of the Alumni Association is here with us, Mr. Bertram Anderson, and we want to big him up. And he's probably not going to talk to you right now, but we just want to big him up. I know he's with us and he's listening to us. All right, so here's where we're going to go now, people. I've got to tell you, and Nikema, you're going to come in when I share a little bit about fourth form. Fourth form, and I remember where my classroom was, Nikema. I don't know if you know, way down the back there was a building, if you're going toward the sea, right? That's where your fourth form was?
Yes.
That's where fourth form was, okay? Now, fourth form is in for now, just for right now, this moment in time, fourth form is in a fantastic place. It's wherever you choose to be. Yeah, isn't that great? It's actually great that you have some flexibility. So, you know, your teachers, Miss Johnson and Miss Chambers and everybody was talking about this power of positive. I listened to them talk about how, you know, you can use your mind to create your world. That's what I heard, right? And I have to say, even though you're not down there where we were overlooking the sea and feeling that breeze in your bones, you are, if you look at it, you don't have to wake up and go on the bus or go on the taxi, or like me, I had to walk 15 minutes or 10 minutes from up in Arcadia before I reach Arcadia Crossing. Then get a bus. And when the bus coming down from Dalvey, for all of you people on that east side, big up. All of the bus coming down from Dalvey, the Encava and Tata bus is packed. And of course,
fascination.
You are fascination. Nikema, they don't have to put up with that. So guys, create in your mind, see the things that are opportunities. And Nikema, it's a wonderful time actually, because where there are challenges, there are opportunities. And I have to say, guys, that this power of positive, you see, it has its basis in all great teachings in the world. Because, you know, if you go to all great religions from the Bible, the Proverbs did say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Yes. And the Buddha says it another way. He says, all that you are begins in your mind. With your thoughts, you create your world. That's in Buddhism. And in science, actually, quantum physics and neuroscience and genetics, all of these, in fact, there's a theory about the quantum U, which talks about the alignment of these waves that are generated in your mind that come off of you and how those align for an event to occur. Another time I can take you into that. But the point is, people, all that Miss Johnson and your teachers have been saying, Miss Ford Bryan and all of your teachers have been saying about, you know, being positive, has its basis in great teachings. It worked for us. It worked for us. Nikema, I'm gonna pause and bring you into this one.
Yes, no, you are indeed correct, Marvadine. And students, I want you to appreciate what I'll say right now, the luxury that you have. Marvadine mentioned that we were overlooking the sea, but we were also said to be in the Falcube. Right? She forgot that part. Now, wherever we were placed, though we were placed in the Falcube, we made the best of that situation. It wasn't easy around there because sometimes some smell hit we, boy. We had to run. But guess what? We learned from our teachers. We weren't perfect. I know I wasn't, right? We made mistakes. And as I think it was Miss Chambers or somebody said earlier on this morning, when you make these mistakes, you get up, you brush off, and you keep going, keep pushing, right? So your fourth form life is just the start of like your anchor leg, because you're now moving into your finals. This is where you will exit, or some of you may continue to sixth form. But while you're doing all of that, we want, just as though we enjoyed our time at Mark Bay High School, fourth form, fifth form, fourth form especially was that transition. Because some of you might be saying, oh my God, I'm not going to be in class with my third form friends that I'm accustomed to. Maybe you were coming first to third with the same friends. But now you have an opportunity to meet new people, make new connections, network. Mrs. Ford Bryan pointed out that we are coming from far. Now, what if I had a child coming to Mark Bay High? Because if I were still there, my daughter would be coming to Mark Bay High School just this year. And there I would have had somebody who I would have had a relationship with, which I made in high school, right? So it's important that you connect with each other. Yes, focus on your academics, please. But at the same time, that social aspect. And when I say that, Marvadine, I want them to also make sure that they get yourselves involved in activities. Be as rounded as possible, whether it be sport, whether it be other kind of sport, you know, hard sport, athletic sport, or other sporting. Just get yourself involved, volunteer, look out for your opportunities, read, ask questions. The age that you are in now, there are no excuses. There are so many opportunities, just tap into them, right? You have this grand place that you are at, this institution. If you don't know, let me tell you, it's among the best. It's creme de la creme, if I pronounce it correctly, Marvadine, right?
Creme de la
So
creme.
I hand back to you, Marvadine, but yes, you are perfectly correct. The ball is in your court. All sciences speak to that.
Creme de la creme, Nikema. Guys, when you look around in Jamaica and in the world, I mean, every time you look on your TV, last night you were watching All Angles, MBHS. So we are in the media, we are in the sciences, we are in law, we are in politics, we are in sports. So we've got that. And I tell you something from my own experiences, you know, my work in chemistry. I'll tell you about chemistry now, people. I did A-level chemistry in 1 year. Okay, I loved chemistry from I was in 5th form, but we had challenges, like Nikema said, and we still have them. And when we got to 6th form, we had some issues in lower 6. At the time we were doing A-levels, which is a 2-year program, guys. You sit the exam at the end of 2 years compared to CAPE, which you now do at the end of each year. But A-level is a 2-year program, and I got a teacher. And I gotta call his name, Dr. Peter Dollenmeyer. He still check me out sometimes at UWI. And Dr. Dollenmeyer was my chem teacher at MBHS, none greater, okay, in 1 year. And I put my mind to it and said, I'm gonna do this. And we did it. And the seed, my love for chemistry was planted, like I said, there in that place of Carpe Diem, in that beautiful place, you know, and what has happened to me in chemistry, needless to say, you know, I've stood on the Great Wall of China and the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I have gone, you know, all over the world, from all continents, speaking about chemistry. And the more I talk about science and do science, the more people want me to do. And that's because of that seed. And I said to you, I could have dropped out and said, boy, I can't do this in 1 year, you know, too much pressure. But remember that when you look on diamonds are carbon. You know, if you look on charcoal, or if you burn a piece of paper and see what is left, that's what a diamond was before pressure was applied. So diamonds are made. Carbon turns into diamonds when it's put under pressure. So we've said all of that now in terms of motivation, and you know where alumni people are placed. You know you're a part of a nation of greatness. Okay, from all corners of the world, the Carpe Diem people are calling to you, and they are making their commitment to you. In fact, we're gonna tell you a little bit about the goodies we have in store for you, but we have to encourage you to immerse in the experience, Nikema, because I think that's the important thing, eh?
Yes.
If you don't immerse in it, you see, Miss Javina Johnson, man, you see when she started with the Mentimeter, and I just feel in my bones here, and I said, look at this effort that teachers have put in to get you to connect and to get you to immerse. And I need everybody here this morning to pledge to immersion, okay? So we're gonna encourage you to immerse in the experience, immerse in what the school is offering you, immerse in what the alumni is offering you, immerse and take responsibility for your own learning. Long time before COVID, learning is your responsibility, okay? And I want you to make sure you do it. Build proper habits, no more than ever. Wake up in the morning, get yourself your little shower. All right, sometimes some people never shower and we put on our clothes same way and we look all right. Nobody knows, fine. Do what you do, but fix up yourself and jazz up yourself and put on your green and white and sit in front of your computer or your device or whatever it is you have, even if you have to go under a tree. I don't want to have to tell you, oh, I used to have to dye my gray shoes black, and when the rain catch me on the road from Arcadia and the gray shoes start to run on the white socks, we go school same way, and I'm never going to be late. And when I reach the gate, I'm the head girl at one time, and I am at the gate administering to students who are late. My brother, who's doing very well too, by the way, and is in Brampton too.
I know.
You can't come and through the gate late, all right? But that example show you something come too. Like somebody said before, Nikema, you know, today doesn't have to define you. Okay, if you had some bad habits, like my Glenville did back then, you can change it today. Change it and decide that you want this, you want success, you want to live this life where, look here, man, I don't have to, I buy a shoes, whichever shoes I want. Who have to buy gray shoes and dye black anymore? But it's okay that I did that then. And now I have choices. Mark Bay High School gave me those choices. I can't tell you, if you should see the goose pimples stand up on my hand, how I feel about this place. I don't get enough time to talk about it or to come there. But I'm telling you something, people. Nikema, back to you.
Yes. You know, honestly, students, your teachers, based on the passion that we heard this morning, it was like, I went back to the days of Mrs. Belcoats, Mr. McDermott. Mrs. McDermott did teach me, but not for long. Mr. Silva, because when I look at it, Marvadine, I recognize that that foundation I got through social studies, where we had to do research, that is probably what contributed so much to my liking, because I loved it. In fourth form, I remember getting some research to do that really opened my eyes. And so I just want, like you say, you know, I don't want to repeat too much of what you're saying because you are perfectly correct. Students, tap in, immerse, don't get stuck. Take it seriously. I can guarantee you your high school days are among the days that you will forever remember and keep in your heart. So make the very best of it. I know you have a wonderful leadership there at the school, from the board coming right down, and I know for sure Mrs. Ford Bryan will lead her team to ensure that you give your best. So as long as you dig in, you will succeed, right? And to the parents who are online with the students, please support them. Yes, some of them get headache, because sometimes we used to give our parents a little bit of headache too, and you know, mother come up at school and Lord have mercy, and you know, you're surprised, but understand too that you were probably at that point. Understand too that life doesn't end at what happens today, just as was said before. Support your children, make sure you're available. Even if you can't be at school all the time, make yourself available. Know your children's teachers. And you too must get involved. The alumni is here, right? The school, the teachers are there, your guidance counselors. Marvadine spoke about what the alumni is doing. So there's the 60 for 60, right? So the 60 scholarships are being provided by 60 alumni members. Go to your guidance counselor, go to inquire, what are these about, right? Make sure there's no excuse, absolutely none, not in today's day, for you not to have information. So go and find out. And we want to see you becoming, we have our Facebook page, we have Twitter, make sure you go follow us. Wherever you go after Mark Bay High School, you are able to be a member, because I'm here in Brampton. Marvadine just spoke, her brother is here. We are trying to find him, by the way, let him know we've been hunting him since the fish fry last week. So we are trying to bring persons on board. So there's a chapter everywhere. And guess what? If you even go to Dubai, if you even go to Namibia, wherever you go, you can form a chapter, because at the end of the day, we have to pay it forward. We are here this morning because we recognize and love and appreciate what Mark Bay High School did for us. And I just want to take this time to pick up the Backgate ladies. I don't know what is happening now, because to be honest, I haven't been there for a while, but let me tell you, those ladies who used to serve us lunch, Miss Ermine, Miss Shirley, I know some of us, Miss Rose, oh my God, they looked out for us, right? Miss Nelson, who used to be part of the ancillary staff, Miss Larna, oh my God, it was a big, happy family. Mr. Raymond, wherever in the world he is, Miss Oldness, students, make those connections with your teachers. They are there for you. They care about you. Carpe diem. That's all I have to say to you this morning.
All right, so guys, let's just bring this back now to the alumni and make you feel this extension of the MBHS family. So they are your teachers and all the people in the immediate community now, but Alumni Association want you to know that we are here. We are here to support you. We have scholarships. We're gonna talk more about the 60 for 60. We've got grants. We're doing library improvement projects. We're involved in mentorship with you. So we are here to mentor you, and there are programs. I see Mrs. Beckford Coley has put a form in the chat there, because I think that's for the 60 for 60, Bertram.
No, it's for registration. I need the students to register.
Okay, that's
Sorry
a different one. But for the 60 for 60, you're gonna talk to your guidance counselors, okay? So if you are interested in that, 60 of you will benefit from 60 scholarships that we're giving, and you should hurry up and get your application in. All you need to do is connect, tell your guidance counselor that you are interested in this. All right, so whichever way else though that you need support, you need to reach out and tell us. You need to wear those uniforms with pride. Okay, you check out the shirts. Are you seeing the shirts? This is our 60th anniversary shirt. You gotta get one. Turn around here, Nikki, like how you're standing up. Turn around and do the modeling for them. Stand up and look at that. When I see that, I see rings of carbon atoms, which are similar to the structure of things like diamonds, you know, very similar, and graphite and graphene, and that's another story. But I see this, I feel this shirt, I wear the shirts. It's really very nice. It's actually very, very comfortable and very, very stylish. Okay, so you can jazz it anywhere you want to. The point I want to make is you can get one of these too. Okay, so if you want your shirts, you're gonna connect with the Alumni Association. You're also gonna wear that green and white that you are in right now with pride. And
or your khakis. Or your khakis with your
green and white crest. So imagining that sea of khaki, all I see is the green and white, you know. I see you all young men in green and white too, because I see the green and white on the crest. So I want you, wherever you are right now, and for today, I want you to send pics of yourselves in your uniforms. We are on Instagram at MBHSA. That's at MBHSAA. Bertram, you can put that in the chat for me. Do that. And we're on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at MBHSAA. I said that. And like us on Facebook, MBHS Alumni. All right. It's your alumni association. It's not ours. It's an extension of your family. I want you to, here's what else I want you to do for me now. I want you to remember that when you wear these uniforms, you're wearing them, like I said, with pride, which means that wherever you are, even in your homes and in your communities right now, when you're in classes, you're wearing your green and white, you're on time for classes, you're immersing in your classes, you're responsible in your interactions on social media during classes, you're paying attention, because MBHS students, when we go to CSEC and CAPE, we're talking about straight one profiles, right, people? And for that, diligence and the culture of diligence and immersing in the learning is going to pay off on that. And then when we go to life, we are leaders. And for that, we need to build the habit of diligence. So I want you, even though you're in the virtual space, to practice those good habits. Another time we talk about those other things that you need to do, but I think Miss Javinia Johnson has them covered to build out the total you, because we have to invest in that. My time is up now, Bertram. I know you're giving me
Marlene, before you go, I just want to drop this in based on what you just said about CAPE. I don't know if the students or even the parents here appreciate this, but traditionally, Morant Bay High School teachers have been recognized and acknowledged by those governing bodies, meaning many of our teachers from our time were marking at that level, held senior positions at that level, and have been awarded. So bear in mind, you are at one of the best places. It's in St. Thomas, but it's not at the end of the world. It's recognized regionally as one of the best institutions with some of the best teachers. Always remember that.
Absolutely. There's no other place that has allowed me to, and you mentioned Mrs. Bell Coates, and I can't go without saying Mrs. Bell Coates, even as a science student, I chose history and I chose right because, the way she molded us in quiz club with Mr. McDermott. Boy, people, I have to talk to you about them things another time. So right now, we have some prizes to give away, okay?
Yes.
We are going to be giving away one of these shirts, okay, everybody? And we are going to be giving away one of our 68 cups. Bertram, can you show us one of the cups? Do you have them there? Or not there? All right.
I left it outside.
Okay, no problem. But the cups are awesome, people.
I'll put a picture in the group.
Put a picture in the group. We do have the Instagram and the Facebook links there. Now, we're going to ask 2 questions. Nikki, I'm going to ask one and you're going to ask one. Bertram, you're going to be the judge. Bertram, are you there?
I'm here.
Good. You are going to be the judge and tell us what's going on in the chat, right? So we're going to ask, we want to ask.
One moment. We have a YouTube platform as well, So we have to, I think it's fair that we include them. So I'll be checking in the platform,
Okay.
or somebody has to check the
Yes, Ms.
platform.
Chambers.
Absolutely.
Yes, Ms. Chambers, you can go ahead.
So
All
what
right.
we're gonna do, guys, we only have one shirt and one cup to give away, right, Sir Bertram? So how do we choose the winner? Is it the first
Correct.
answer to come in?
First
Okay.
correct answer.
First correct answer. No, time, we're timing on. So Mrs. Chambers, you have to be the judge then, because it has to be somebody who's watching both the Zoom platform and the YouTube to decide what comes in first.
Could we probably do one from each platform then?
We could do that. Let's do that. How about that?
Yes, that would be great because the YouTube platform is a bit delayed.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a very, very simple question, okay? And it's because I want you to know about, I'm going with my question, Nikki.
And this is for which platform?
Let's take this for the Zoom people, Zoom
Okay.
Nation, all right? I'm going with this. No, I changed my mind because I want them to be flexible. So I'm gonna change my mind. I want this one to be for the YouTube platform, and I hope people are listening. If you're immersing, then it means you're listening. And when teacher says something, you get everything. So I'm changing the rules. I want this to be for the YouTube platform. Okay, the Zoom people are a little bit closer, and I'm testing this one out in the YouTube platform. I want you to understand that the Alumni Association belongs to you, right? It belongs to you and you need to immerse in it. The future of the alumni body and what we can do for MBHS and the legacy of MBHS depends on you getting involved. So the future president will be coming from here. It's possible.
Yes.
And to know, the future, we have to know something about the past and the present. So I want you to tell me in YouTube, the first person to write the full name of the current president of the Morant Bay High School Alumni Association in Jamaica. Put the name in the chat in YouTube. Do I ask for middle name too? No, first and last. Spelling has to be correct. We have
Correct.
spelling has to be correct. These are simple questions because they have to be winnable, right? Very
Yes.
simple question. Basic things. Do we have a winner, Miss Chambers? Am I counting down?
We have a winner, I think, Mr. Anderson.
Simple questions because they have to be.
Mr. Anderson, it is Bertram, right? Bertram. That's the
Bertram?
correct.
That's the correct spelling.
All
Yes.
right. So Shanae Graham is the winner of that prize.
That first prize. Bertram
Yes.
Anderson, Mr. Bertram Anderson is our president. Ms. Chambers, tell me, did many people write the correct answer?
I am only seeing 3 responses, funny enough.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, it must be because of the Wi-Fi. It's Flow and Digicel.
I'm thinking
That's the problem.
so. I am
Yes.
thinking so.
That's the
Oh, they're coming in now. They're coming in now, but we already have a winner.
Right. No, so people, you connect with us, with any of us. I mean, you can connect with Nikki in Brampton from here in Jamaica. It don't matter. Connect with any of us. But the boss, our leader, is Bertram Anderson. Good. And you all need to know this because he's your president of your alumni association. All right. Nikki, over to you.
All right, so I think, as someone knows, so we went to the Mark Bay High School, because the train of thought is the same. I'm going history. Now, this wasn't mentioned today, but this is something that you ought to know. So to the Zoom Nation participants, which faith-based institution is responsible or has oversight for the Morant Bay High School? Okay, Denar.
These are nanoseconds. This was answered in nanoseconds, Denar.
Right.
Nanoseconds. Okay, people? Wonderful.
All right. Congratulations, Denar. You will connect to get your prize.
So, Bertram, Nikki, how are we deciding who is getting what?
I leave that to the boss.
Leave that to the boss. Okay, and get the contacts of all the students. So in closing, everybody, that's it for us. I think we've taken up enough time. It was fun. When we come back next time, we're going to have more prizes and surprises. I do have a meeting,
Yes.
which I have to go to. Denar is making some request here. Denar, I'm leaving you to Mr. Anderson on that one, okay? I'm gonna catch 15 minutes of my meeting. But I have to say on a personal note, everybody, I mean, I don't use words very lightly, okay? When I say words to you, I feel it myself. And I know sometimes you think all of us are just giving you some lectures, and just using words because the word's nice to say and it's the things we need to say because of the job that we've been given. But I don't do that. Nikki doesn't do that. We don't do that. I'm telling you something. You are in a place that can chart you to greatness if that's what you want. That can chart you to happiness if that's what you want. That can chart you to richness if that's what you want. You see, you choose what you want out of life. Some of us want to be great. Some of us want to be powerful. Some of us just want to be happy, right? So whatever you want out of life, this place, that carpe diem character is yours. You're in that place and take it from me. Again, the goose pimples coming up on my hand, Nikki. Every time I talk about it, and in my head, I have Dr. Darlin, Mr. Harold McDermott, Mrs. McDermott. I need a copy of his Cape Com Studies book. It's not in Kingston Bookshop. Just telling you right now, my son needs it for sixth form. Harold McDermott. These are the people you are interacting with. Who are your teachers? He's the one who wrote the Cape Com Studies book. It's the only book for Cape Com Studies. And we can't get it at Kingston Bookshop. So you know what, people? Immerse in this and immerse with all of us, the Alumni Association, who've been there and who can share and support. All the best, everybody. God bless you. And we'll be in touch. Nikki?
Blessings all. I don't think there's anything else to say. We just wish you absolutely the best. Reach out for your support. Whatever you do, be proud. You have a role to play it well. By all, take care. We do have to get back to our jobs, but it was a pleasure being here. Blessings.
Ladies, I'm going to ask that you not leave us yet. I want to tell you, thank you, the sincerest of sincerest thank yous. I am inspired, and I am sure my students are inspired. Students, I'm going to ask you to just open your mics, put your hands towards the mic, and I want you to give these ladies the biggest round of applause that you can afford. Come on, sport farm students, let us do this. This is our way of thank you. Thank you. And true story, Miss Leslie, I would have taught one of your oldest daughter.
Yes, and she's doing well. She's in North Carolina right now, finishing up university, and she went on the honor roll, and her teachers, everybody. So, you know, Mark Bay High School, guys, I don't think you know what you have until you have left.
We
But
can
we who
expect
have
nothing
already
less.
left are enforcing and letting you know that you are amongst the greatest, and be great yourself.
Thank you. All right, students, let us again extend our greatest thanks to these and our warmest appreciation to these ladies. They have indeed inspired us today. All right, just to go back on some of the things that they would have said and to remind you, students, remember they spoke about being appreciative. I know some of you at Morant Bay High School, you think that, oh, I don't like a teacher. And I'm in a business with her. At the end of the day, your success is dependent on you. And as you heard them talk and you hear the passion in their voice, it was not about feelings. What was most important was what they were getting from their teachers. And Morant Bay High School has some of the best and the most caring teachers. I've heard students who have gone off to other schools, they come back and they can attest to that. We have some of the best teachers. So students, be appreciative of your teachers, be appreciative of your circumstances, of the things that the institution does. It is, as teachers, we put in hard work and dedication, right? So we expect at the end of the day, we expect you to embrace these the work and the effort that we put in. From administration right down to the academic staff, we work hard to make you comfortable. So please be appreciative. And as you heard Ms. Singh Wilmot said, you have opportunities in abundance. You are at the right place. The recipe for greatness is where you are.
Dr. Wilmot.
Dr. Wilmot, I apologize. Right? The recipe for greatness, it is right where you are. So I'm asking you, students, today is a day that you have heard. I hope you have listened, because you can hear and you're not listening. I hope that you have listened and now you're going to apply these things to your lives, and so that you can become the influential and the great individuals that you are destined to be. Students, we are going to move forward now in the program. And well, while we would have introduced some awesome individuals, we are going to introduce some, well, for me, working with these individuals, they are like the greatest. And for you, these are the individuals that you reach out to in at any time, and you can attest to that. And I know you know I'm talking about your form teachers, you know. I know you know I'm talking about your form teachers. So right now we are going to move into the introduction of the form teachers, but I'm going to provide you with some information. First, we have 2 changes in the year group. We have 2 new teachers, Miss Grant and Mr. Okongwai. Now, Miss Grant, Miss J. Grant, she is a teacher of history and social studies. So you know that she's in the social studies department. And you have Mr. Okongwai, who many of you would have met from last year. He's a teacher of chemistry. Now, Miss Grant will be replacing Miss Gordon, and Mr. Okongwai will be replacing Miss M. Grant. All right, so form teachers, it is now your turn to introduce your marvelous and wonderful selves. Let's start with M. Is Miss Grant here? All right, I'm not hearing anything from Miss Grant, but as I said, Miss Grant, she will be replacing Miss Gordon, and so she is the form teacher of Form 4M. All right, 4O.
All right, good morning, everyone. Everybody's able to hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you, Miss Norman.
Yes, Miss.
We're not seeing you though, Miss.
Okay. Yes, second. All right. So good morning, everyone. I am Miss Shanoye Norman, and I am the form teacher of the opulent and outstanding 4O. Our class motto is who I am and who I'll be is dependent upon God and the choices made by me. I too am very excited about this year. I am so excited and I'm really looking forward to an incredible year with my form class, and not just my class alone, but my subject students as we carpe.
All right, it seems as if Miss Norman is having some technical challenges, but I'm sure the students of Form 4O, they are very much aware of who Miss Norman is and what she's coming with. You know that Miss Norman is a woman of inspiration. So yes, students, the form teacher of 4O, Miss Shanoye Norman. 4R.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Miss Thompson, form teacher of 4R, and I'm also a teacher of religious education.
Thank you, Miss Thompson, form teacher of Form 4R. All right, 4A. Mr. Okongwai?
Yes, good morning, everybody. For the Form 4A students, I want to join all those that have warm up this session to make you understand that you have a very big privilege, great privilege, and your own success is very much around the corner if we all work together. My name is Alexander Okwangai. I have to some of these students taught chemistry in the last academic section, so those students may know me. I am privileged to be a form teacher for the Form 4A at this time, and I'm hoping that the best will manifest itself. You are all welcome. Thank you.
All right. 4N.
Morning, everyone. I am Rochelle Beckford Coley. That's my son in the background. I am the form teacher for 4N class. Unlike Miss Norman, we haven't gotten a class motto as yet, but I'll take from her for our class. But I am indeed privileged to be serving again in the capacity of form teacher for which was 3N. And I'm sure they're happy that I'm still their form teacher, even though I'm a bit miserable at times, but I'm indeed honored to be serving as a form teacher. Thank you.
All right, and we have Form 4T.
Good morning, everyone. So I am Mr. Jadine Perry, and I am the form teacher for 4T. I am a teacher of French currently. Actually, a lot of these students, I would have actually taught them English as well in second form. So I am, as I said, the form teacher for 4T, and I'm looking forward to a great year working with 4T and 4 in general. Thank you.
Awesome. So students, there you have it. You're marvelous, you're awesome, you're wonderful, you're everything that is sweet form teachers. And I know we as a group will be working very hard this year to make the academic year a success. We know that there are going to be challenges, but again, as long as we are committed to working together, we will achieve the success. All right, now we are going to move forward into the form teachers address. All right, so there are some things that I would want to talk to you about as students. I know that officially we begin school next week, Monday, which is the 13th of September. Yes, if I'm correct. Yes, it is the 13th of September, officially teaching and learning, not school classes. We start classes on the 13th. So officially at 7:50 on the 13th. As long as there's internet connectivity, as long as you have access to device, as long as there is electricity, you log in at 7:50 Monday morning for your classes. You'll be receiving your invites to the classes throughout the week. Please accept those invites. If you're having challenges, remember you have your form teachers in your different WhatsApp group. Please reach out to the form teachers. Do not wait until the last minute to have the matter sorted out. All right, students, come Monday morning, you are expected to register yourselves. And we're not talking about Monday morning only. Now, every single morning that you have school, as long as everything is in order, you are to register at 7:50 in the mornings. The teacher will be posting the registers in their forms, in your respective forms. Simply go to the classroom and click whatever you need to click. It is not hard. You don't have to type anything. All you have to do is to log in and click and register yourselves. If you do not register yourself, we're going to take it that, all right, you're having issues and so the matter needs to be investigated. All right, you have a responsibility to yourselves as teachers. We shouldn't be running you down and calling you every minute to tell you that you need to register. All right, registration is your responsibility, not ours. All right. Also, Monday morning, when you go to the classroom, I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes open for any form of announcement when in relation to devotion. So you'll be told about that on Monday. All right, devotions now. Students, listen. Administration, form teachers, you name it, we put out the effort to host these devotions in the mornings, and it is for us as well as you, more so for you than for us. I'm going to implore you, students, it is school. If you are coming to school face to face, you would have to get up to get to school at 7:50, and so you should develop this habit starting now. All right, you get up in the mornings, you have your breakfast, you prepare yourself for 7:50, you come, you register, and then you go to devotion. All right, a little God in the mix helps. I don't know about anybody else, but it helps me to be more focused throughout the day because I use devotions as my affirmation, right? So whatever message that comes out, I use it to guide me throughout the day. Students, devotions are very, very, very important. So I'm asking you, please, again, it is your responsibility to ensure that you attend your devotions. All right. Another thing too, when you skip devotions, you might be thinking, oh, not now go on a devotion. Oftentimes we use these platforms to give pertinent information. And when you don't turn up for these devotions, guess what? You have to get second-hand information. And second-hand information, remember, you learned in history, right? Second-hand information can be biased. And it's open to all kinds of changes and interpretations. So it is best for you to be where you ought to be so that you can collect the information on your own and garner your own understanding of what was said. All right? Now, moving on. I am going to ask too that when you come to classes, I know that we are not forcing you to turn on your cameras, but students, as I said, you're going to get up and you're going to get yourselves appropriately dressed. And so if you should be asked to turn on your camera, you're going to be properly groomed. So we're not supposed to see, let's say that a teacher has to call on you and we ask you, you're here not supposed to be raggedy and your face not properly washed. Get up, get yourself groomed and ready, get yourself bathed, and put on your, sorry about that. Have your clothes properly put together. If available, please ensure that you have on your tunic or your PE gears. All right, we're not supposed to be seeing you on camp. Remember, you are at school. Find yourself in a space, right, where you're comfortable, not lying down, you know, but you're sitting up and you're attentive, right? If you can create a little corner for yourselves, right? Do these things, help yourselves, because I remember at the end of the day, you don't have the teacher in the classroom to be motivating you, you have to be motivating yourselves. You're at home, we are at our homes, so you have to try to help you. Students, I am begging you, I'm imploring you, you are at the 4th form level and you're at a point in your lives. And what you do now will affect what happens in 5th form. So I'm going to ask you to ensure again, students, that you make every effort to make yourself present and prepared for your Google classes. And when we go face to face, then that is a different story. All right. Now, textbooks. I'm hoping that most of you would have gotten your textbooks from the book room. I'm going to advise that if there are persons who have not collected it and you know that you are not owing any outstanding books or anything like that, because I know some things might have happened. Maybe your parents were unable to go to the book room on the designated days. I'm going to ask that you reach out to your form teachers and we will see how best we can accommodate you. But do not sit down and say, oh, I did not get any book and it is business as usual. Remember, you are no longer at the lower school level. You have to take responsibility for your learning, and these textbooks are very, very, very important. All right? Are we listening, 4th formers? 4th formers, are we listening?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
All right.
Yes,
Good.
miss.
Now, other than the fact that you need the textbook, remember, as I said, you're doing CXC. And whatever you start now, you continue with into 5th form. So you're not doing 2 syllabi, you're not doing 2 syllables, 2 syllabi, you know, it's not going to be 1 syllabi for lower 4th form and 1 for 5th form. It's going to be 1 syllabus. All right, so ensure that you are prepared, and a method of preparation is ensuring that you have your relevant texts. All right, now supplementary books and materials. We're talking about your book list. We understand that COVID, it's right now, times are rough for many of you, but I'm going to ask you to encourage your parents, right, to try to purchase some of these books, and we will speak to the parents too. And students, when you get the books, take care of the books, and if you can purchase the books secondhand, it would be great, but please take care of the resource that you have. All right, now these books are important, and one of the things, well, we will speak to the parents of that. These books are very important because they are what we call, as we say, supplementary. They provide additional information. All right, we're not talking about just the books. We're talking about the equipments that you might use. So, for example, subjects like foods and building technology and CXC PE, you are going to need extra materials for these. I'm going to ask you to encourage your parents to try their best to get these extra materials for you, because remember, in light of COVID, you won't be able to share, and you're going to need, it's not a want, you know, it's a need. All right, you are going to need these books. So I'm going to ask you, please, students, to encourage your parents to get you these items, and where you can save and make purchases on your own, you do that. So for example, like T-Square, I don't know what's the cost for a T-Square today, but there are some things that with the little allowances that some of you are getting, you can do something for yourselves. All right, and you purchase the items that you need, especially if we're going to go back face to face. We can't allow you to be sharing these items, and you are going to need them. So students, I am asking you, please. All right, now with all that said, you're in 4th form now. We have been hyping it up since morning. And as I said, I am excited. Everybody's excited for you because you're at one of the most important junctures of your lives. And what we want is to see you do your best. Now, 4th form, I can tell you, it is nothing like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd form. And that is why, as Ms. Johnson said, you're going to have to push through. You're going to have to be determined. Because guess what? 4th form, it is going to be filled with success, and it's going to be filled with failures. But again, your success is dependent on the attitude that you take. All right. Now, for fourth form, you are expected to be doing 8 subjects. 8. So you would have already gotten your subject outlines. All right. I'm going to ask you again. I think your form teachers would have done so from June. Ask you to check your subjects. Ensure that within the 8 subjects, you have the compulsory subject area. So you must have math. You must have you must have math. For those students who have chosen add math, you're not doing regular math. So you must either have math or add math, right? Not both. You must either have a math or add math. All right. You must have English language. And English language should be in group 1. You must have IT or EDPM, not both. So if you have IT on your list along with EDPM, as soon as possible, reach out to your form teachers so that we can have this fixed. So you must have either IT, information technology, or EDPM, not both. And you must have a practical subject. So anything within group 2. All right. So you must have those 4 areas on your listing. If you find that there are disparities there, I'm asking you, please do not sit down and wait until the end of the year for us to have it sorted out. Please sort it out now. Remember, the onus is on you. All right. You have a responsibility to yourself and your education. All right. If by any chance anybody is here who would not have had or who doesn't know the subject that they're doing, please reach out to your form teachers or myself. I will put my email address in the chat. Mrs. Beckford Coley, would you be kind enough to put my email address in the chat here or in the YouTube, on the YouTube platform, please?
Yes, miss.
So I'm going to ask that you send me an email, or you can contact your form teacher and we will have we will provide you with the information because we have already sorted that out. All right, now for fourth form, when you were in lower school, the focus was on the NSC syllabus, but now you have moved away from that. I remember my previous form class, when they were in 5th form, I remember one of my students said the first day of school, 4th form, when we were face-to-face, he said, yes, me a big pitney now, because he was in 4th form. So you're big students now. You have moved away from NSC for the little children, and you're now onto CSEC, which you'll be using the big children curriculum. All right, that's basically where you are at now. No, so you have moved away from NSC and your focus is on CSEC. All right. I know that some teachers, for myself, for those of you who are doing history, this syllabi will be placed in the classroom. I do that, and there are other teachers who will be doing the same thing. Students, not every teacher will do that. Do not depend on the teacher. All right. Do not depend. If you go in the classroom and you don't see the information, I'm going to tell you where to go. So don't say, oh, miss, I don't know. I'm going to provide you with the information. All right. So I'm going to ask you, please, to ensure that if you go into your classroom and you don't see a syllabus, you're going to go to this website and you're going to download your syllabus. Also, you'll be able to download past paper questions from this website. Students, remember, the syllabus, it's a blueprint. It is your blueprint. It is your guide to CSEC. Because as I said, the curriculum starts now and it ends in 5th form. We're not splitting it. It's one straight road into 5th form. So you're going to need this as your blueprint so that you can be reading ahead. All right. Now I'm going to type this in the chat. Mrs. Beckford Coley, I'm going to ask you to take this from this chat and place it in YouTube. You can go to cxc-store.com. And you're going to follow whatever instructions are there so that you can download whatever syllabus you need. All right, students, cxc-store.com. Follow the steps and you're going to download the syllabus. And as I said, you can start downloading past paper questions. Do not depend solely on the teacher and say the teacher did not. You have a responsibility for your education. Good. All right. Now, assignments. Last year, the reports, when it came to term grades, the reports were poor. Persons either submitted very few assignments or submitted none at all. They turned up for exams, but they were not doing anything during class time. Now I'm going to ask you to change that approach. If you know yourselves, if you know that you are guilty of such an offense, students, I'm going to ask you to change that mentality today. We're not waiting on Monday. Today, change the mentality today. They said that habits aren't like clothes. We can't just take them off when we want it, but I'm asking you to take it off today. All right? Assignments need to be done. All right? Assignments aren't for the teachers, It's for you. And I don't know if you know this, but the more assignments you do, the more and the better you are at the subject because you are practicing. And assignments help you to prepare yourselves better for exams. So students, again, you're going to take off this bad habit today, just like clothes. You're not going to take this forward with you into the new school term. Well, it has started, but we're not taking it to the classes. You are going to be doing your assignments. Fourth formers, when you complete these assignments when you're uploading, I am going to ask you, do not just go into the classroom and click turn in. Please upload the assignment and ensure that you're uploading the assignment to the correct area that is designated for it, because some of you will be uploading the assignments in the wrong places. Please ensure that you're not just clicking turned in, and when we open it as teachers, it's a blank document and we have to be messaging you to tell you that you're to upload, and then you never upload. Students, it is your responsibility. It's not the teacher's responsibility to do homework and assignments. It is not the teacher's responsibility. It is yours. Again, I am stressing it. You are at the fourth form level. You are moving on to CSEC. Not your teachers. We are there to facilitate you as students. All right. Now, as I said before, assignments are very important. And one of the reasons why not to say that in lower school it was not important, but now as a teacher, for me, I think that when with assignments, what it does, it helps, as I said, helps you to better prepare yourselves for exams. And why? Most of the assignments given now will be based off questions, CSEC questions. So I know that, for example, for history, everything that you do now will be CSEC based. And you'll be continuously practicing answering short answer questions, multiple choice questions. And the more you do it, as I said, the better you're going to get at it. And so when you matriculate it up to the fifth form level and you reach into CSEC, you are better writers, better thinkers. All right, because you would have gotten that experience. All right. So students, again, I am going to ask you to ensure that you complete your assignments. All right. I am going to end with this. I know, again, that the beginning for a lot of you, it will be rough. I know that for most students, when the first term of fourth form it's rough, it's daunting, it's that first report, it's poor, and you feel defeated and don't run. But that is not your future. That is not your future. That will not be your focus. Your focus is on working very hard. And every time you fail, you work harder. So if you're in the 40s, if you do a first test and you get 40, you tell yourself, all right, I am aiming higher. And each time you go, you aim higher. And if one time you find yourself going up and then you find yourself just fall down again, do not kneel down for long. Get up again and try. The only way you're defeated, students, is when you give up. As long as you're trying, you will never be defeated. So, however this term is, if it's rough, If it is good for you, remember, with best practices, doing assignments, going to classes, reporting whatever issues, speaking to your teachers, remember, students, you will improve. You will improve, and success for all of you. All of you. I'm not talking, not some, because none of you in here, none of you are dots. All of you are brilliant students. And all of you, your destinies are bright. All of you will succeed. So again, students, I'm going to ask you the bad habits. Take them off today. Take them off today and move into September the 13th, Monday morning, moving positively. And you're going to carry this positivity with you straight into 5th form. Those are my words for you, students. I ask that you have listened. All right, we're going to move ahead, and I'm going to now hand over to Mrs. McDermott. Mrs. McDermott?
Yes, I am here. Okay. Not so quick on the mic like some of you. Okay, good morning again, everyone.
Good morning.
Good
morning, Miss.
Yes, I am about to speak to you now on a very important topic. In fact, you might say, from you came in 1st form, this is what you have been looking forward to. And that is, of course, your external examinations. Because all that you have been doing point to that time when you are going to be sitting your external examination. Because as Ms. Chambers and others have been saying, this is a very important aspect of your school life. And of course, it paves the way for you to move forward. Now, Ms. Chambers just said it to you, and I just want to stress, CXC does not begin in 5th form. CXC does not begin when you do the examination. It starts for you right now. Right now, it is starting for you because, as you heard, you are going to start your syllabus for CXC in all your subject areas, beginning when you go to class next week, Monday. So it has started for you now. And therefore, I want you to take on that attitude of always being prepared and of always doing your best. Now is not the time for you to say, well, you have selected your subjects, so I know you are going to be with those that you like, and I know that also you have selected those that are relevant to your career path. So I know you are going to be doing well in them. But now is not the time, as in the past, when others say, you know what, I won't need this one, or I can do this one that I'm interested in. And in others that you think you don't have an interest, you don't pay those any mind. Now is not the time for that. Every subject that you are doing, you will have to give those subjects equal weighting. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because you are writing your recommendation. Because in order for you to sit those subjects at the CXC level, or I would say City and Guild also, because those are the two main exams you're going to be doing at the end of your 5th form, City and Guild and CAPE, City and Guild and the CSEC, Caribbean Secondary School Education. Now, in order for you to qualify to sit those subjects at the beginning of your 5th form, you are going to be recommended. No teacher recommends you. You recommend yourself. The recommendation will be based on your performance in the subject at the fourth form level, and of course, your attitude. Please remember that teachers have to work closely with you. And if you are being disrespectful and rude to teachers, they are not going to want to have you in their group. So I am going to be asking you, students, respect everybody. Show respect to your teachers and work hard. Hard work, good discipline, good attitude is equal to being recommended for the subject. So although you are doing 8 subjects now, there is no indication that you will be doing those 8 subjects at the external examination level. You have to be recommended. So therefore, I am asking that you work hard. Recommendations will be based on examinations, both mid-year and end-of-year exam, as well as your term grade. And you know that term grade comprises your exams, your monthly tests, sorry, not your exams, your monthly tests, your assignments, and your classwork. So this is saying for you to recommend yourself, you have to work hard. You have to ensure that you're at school, ensure that you're there early, and to ensure that you do all your assignments. All right? Now, there are some individuals who will be doing ADMAT. Those who are doing ADMAT is usually a 1-year course. So at the end of your 4th form year, you will do the ADMAT. Did I hear somebody saying something, or is just somebody who need to mute their mic? Is somebody saying something? Oh, all right, okay, let me move on. Now, I want to speak to you about SBA. And I know some of you have a dread. You hear SBA and all of a sudden you start cringing. No, SBA is there rather to assist you. Now, what is SBA? SBA, otherwise called School-Based Assessment, is a coursework component of your examination, the coursework component of your CSEC examination. Now, it is an assessment that will be given by your teacher, marked by the teacher, but the teacher will use guidelines or criteria from CXC. It forms a percentage of your final examination grade. Now, it differs for different subjects. So it ranges from 20%, goes right back up to 60%. Now, imagine if you can get 20% of your exam grade, and on that day when you sit that exam, all you are working for is 80%. Man, that sounds good. That is great. And that is the opportunity you have. You have an opportunity when you enter that examination that particular morning, knowing that you already have a part of the grade. All right? So you are going into the examination to do your very best. And that very best in the examination, along with the very best of the SBA, is going to give you a rate 1 in the subject. So I am encouraging you, 4th formers, do your assignments, do your classwork. Don't absent yourself from the examinations. Don't think that you are not good at math and therefore you won't come to the math exam. No, that is not the attitude. As we have been hearing from morning, from everybody, including the past students, try, work at it, do your best, never give up. So the SBA then is very important because, as I mentioned, your examination that you will do, the final one, is a one-shot exam. Anything can happen that day. You're in a bad mood. You're not feeling well, or anything can go wrong on that day. But if you have good SBA to back you up, you are in good stead. So the SBA provides that timely working to achieve a part of your exam grade. Note I said timely, student, because your SBA, for most of you, will start in 4th form. Maybe not the first term. I suppose some teachers will have you knowing what the SBAs are for the first term and beginning with it depending. But by the 2nd, 3rd term in 4th form, you would have started your SBAs. And I do not want you to put them down and say, they won't be needed until February when I'm in 5th form. That is not the attitude. Work timely. Remember, you are working for your best grade. And of course, you are able to do it as many times as possible. Once you submit it way ahead of time and give your teachers a chance to check what you have and to give you the feedback. Work at your SBAs on a timely basis. Don't put down things until last minute. Now, for this year, we have a few students who are not able to hand in their SBAs. Reason being, they sat at home, and of course they use COVID as excuse. I am going to ask you, don't find no excuse for farmers. As I mentioned this morning, you are like the sponge. Yes, there will be difficulties, but I'm going to encourage you. Remember your goal and keep bouncing back. And as the guidance, as Ms. Johnson mentioned, you have support there from the guidance department and from other departments. If you are having difficulties, let us know. We will see how best we can assist you. So don't put on the SBAs until last minute. You need to be working at them consistently. Remember, you are working to achieve your best grade in the SBA. And I can tell you that in many subjects, students have actually got 100%. It is quite possible. So your SBAs, as I mentioned, your teachers in the different areas will tell you more about it. They will tell you what percentage of the grade your SBA forms. But just to let you know that it is done in different forms. So for some, it might be projects. For others, it might be portfolio. It might be practicals. It might be composition, as in English, you compose your poem or your song or whatever it is. It might be composition. It might be journals, as it is for arts. It might be research, as for social studies. But whatever format your SBA will take, work hard at it. Now, I want to tell you something. When your teachers are entering your SBA grades, once they put no SBA, it means that you have failed the exam. So if you didn't submit any SBA, you're on your way to fail. It doesn't matter how hard you have studied and how well, if you choose to do the exam, you have done, you are on your way for failing. Except, of course, there was a reason, and I mean a very important reason, like for example, if you were ill on the day, and I'm referring to maybe foods where you have moderators will come in and do the assessment there. If you were ill on that day, you presented a doctor's certificate, then you will be considered. But if in other areas where you're supposed to do your research and you have done no research and your teacher has nothing, no grade to put there as your SBA grade, you have failed the subject already. So it is very important, and I'm stressing it from the start here, take it seriously. Ensure that you do your SBA. Now, I am going to remind you, especially now that we have to submit these virtually, that you need to ensure that the SBA is your work. I do not expect anybody in this group here, or in fact anybody in the school or anywhere, to be charged with plagiarism. Don't copy the SBA that probably your sister or your cousin or somebody did years ago and present it. But if that is discovered, if and when that is discovered, if you have time, you'll be asked to do it over. If you don't have time, it will be zero for you. Do your own work. I'm not going to say you won't use others as a guide, but don't copy word for word. I must tell you that in the past, we have seen students who copy, and they copy even the student's name, because they never even find the time to find out exactly where the student's name was. And in going through, the past student's name came up. So don't copy, don't plagiarize. The plagiarism also refers to your quotations or your citations that you will use. Please ensure that you credit the source. All right. And as I said, your teachers will tell you what format you will use, whether APA or whatever. You will be told, and you'll be given a guideline for that. But you must credit your source. So while you are doing your research, make sure that you make a note of the author and all the necessary information that will be needed for you to cite exactly where you got that information from. All right, this is a very serious offense for formers. Plagiarism, very serious offense. Make sure that you do your work. What you present for your SBA is your effort. All right, now I will go to a section of it that you and your parents can benefit from. Now, I'm sure if somebody said to you right now, I am going to give you $45,000, $43,000, you would not say no. And this is what is being offered to some of you and your parents. Yes, you can get $40,000 for payment for your examination free of cost. Now, how do you get that? You get that by working consistently, as I have said, and of course, from doing your very best. What am I talking about? I am talking about subsidy. Subsidy. Now, the government is willing to pay you for working hard. Yes. All students are able to have 4 subjects being paid for, that is outside of the PATH students. So all students outside of PATH students, I'll talk about PATH afterwards, can have the government pay for 4 of your subjects. How? By simply getting 55% average in that subject. As I mentioned, this is going to be for your end of year, your mid-year exams, your tests, your classwork, and your assignments. When an average is done, if you have 55%, come October of fifth form, when we are entering you for your subjects, the government will pay for those subjects. Good news. And students, why wouldn't you want to help your parents? Please work towards it for the year. I would want to enter everybody for the subsidy. Don't think about the government and don't fret where the government going to get the money from. Once you get your subsidy, they are going to be paid for that exam fee. All right? Now for the part students, good news. The government will pay for 8 subjects for you. Yes, all 8 that you're doing now, as long as you have them in the 55% average. Same applies, as I mentioned, for the other 4 subsidies. So 8 subjects can be paid for you. All you need to ensure is that you have 55% average. So you see why fourth form is so important? You see why we are stressing that you do your best in fourth form? And then NCB will offer subsidy to business students. How do you qualify? 80% average for the year. So if you are doing POA and POB and your average is 80% for the year, you will qualify for the NCB subsidy. And of course, males who are doing electrical technology, you are not left out. JPS will pay for your subsidy if at the end of your 4th year, you have an average of 75% in electrical technology. You see why I say you can end up paying 0%? You see why I say it is that you can save your parents and why this is a free gift for you? I am going to ask that you please work towards it. Remember, money is hard to come by. And I would love it as a parent, and all your parents are saying the same thing, if at the end of your 4th form, you leave them little or nothing to pay. All right, so consider that, 4th formers, and I'm going to ask that you work towards the subsidy. It means that I want you to be your brother's keeper. You all have phones, you all communicate, but sometimes you communicate on nonsense. Sometimes as classmates, you call your classmates. They were not there for the entire day. Instead of bringing them up to date on what happened, you find something to gossip about. I am going to ask that you be positive. Tell them we have a test next week. These are the topics. You have to be there because you want to get the subsidy for this subject. I am going to ask you to be caring about your fellow classmates in this way. Now, I need you to know that the fees for the examination, well, Barbados is a head center, and Barbados as you know, Barbados uses US dollars. So whatever is quoted will be the equivalent of US dollars. And you know just how weak our Jamaican dollar is. So I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what the fees were for 2020. When you do your exam in 2022, it will give you an idea of how much you need to add based on the devaluation of our Jamaican currency. All right. Now for this year, everybody's required to pay a registration fee. The registration fee is used by the school. All right, so this is what the school will use in all the activities that we need from the time you register until the time you sit the examination, and even while you are sitting the examination, all the materials, all the resources that are needed, this is covered by the registration fee, and that is $2,500 for 2020. All right. Remember I said this is 2020, just to give you an idea. Now everybody will be required to pay an entry fee. Half entry fee is paid by the government. However, all other students pay their entry fee. And that entry fee for this year is $4,800. I suppose by the time 2022 comes, it might be 5,000 or more. So you're going to think somewhere in that region. And then for each subject you are doing, it is $3,880. If you are doing orals, that is any of the languages, you add to that 1,750. So you would add the subject fee plus the 1,750. If you are doing practicals like the home economic subjects, you add to that $1,420. If you are doing physical education, you add to that $3,040. Now I did just a rough breakdown of 8 subjects with 1 oral, 1 practical, and PE, and I got a total of $44,620. I just put it in the chat there. So that is if you are doing 8 subjects, your 8 subjects include 1 oral, 1 practical, and PE, along with the entry fee and the registration fee. That would total $44,620. All right, now that is a lot of money, and that is why I'm encouraging you students, work towards reducing this cost for your parents. Work towards it by way of ensuring that you do all your assignments, all your examinations, all your classwork. Now, I must mention too that another way in which students increase the cost for their parents is that they don't pay attention to details. I am going to be asking you, your teachers are going to be requesting your birth certificate for you. Your birth certificate from you. I am going to be asking that you bring them in. Bring them in when the request is made, so that the correct spelling of your names, your date of birth can be correct. Now, if it is incorrect, and if when we say to you, students, this is the document, this is the information that will be forwarded to CXC, check it. If you don't check it and there are errors, you have to pay to correct the errors. And again, I mentioned to you that you pay in Bayesian dollars, which is pinned to the US currency. So I must mention that this year, students who did not notice that a subject was missing from their timetable ended up paying in excess of $21,000 to add the one subject. Now we just saw that 8 subjects, if you were paying everything from pocket, you'd pay $44,620. But to add that one subject is almost a half of what you would have paid for the 8 subjects. So I am going to ask of you, pay attention to details. If you are asked to check your name, check it letter by letter. Don't give a casual glance and say, yes, it is okay. And then when you check later on, you realize IE is there and it should be EI. Check your date of birth. You will be given the order in which it is. If it is day, month, year, don't look and say year, month, day, and then later on you're going to say, miss, my date of birth is wrong. Pay attention to details. When you are asked to check, do so. And there are going to be opportunities for you to check to ensure that everything is correct before we send off to CXC. Pay attention to details. Now, all of you will be required to sign a declaration form. And this declaration form is from the Ministry of Education. And of course, it speaks to plagiarism, which I spoke to earlier. Because remember, you are either going to be getting 0, or if there's a little time left for you to do over the SBA, that will be accommodated. All right, so you will sign the form so that nobody can say, I didn't know, I wasn't told. So that will be given to you later on in the year. All right, I am wishing for you, like all the others have wished, a very successful year. We don't know when you'll come back face to face, but there is no excuse while you are online. Nobody can say, I could not. If you have a difficulty, let us know. We will see how we can assist. We are here for you. We are your support. And I'm going right back to my sponge because I want every time you wash the dishes, every time you use sponge to apply your makeup or whatever you use sponge for, I want you to remember that you are sponge. And at the back of this sponge here is a piece of Scotch-Brite. And this Scotch-Brite offers support to the sponge. And you as sponge, we want you to know that we are your support. The Scotch-Brite here represents your parents. It represents the teachers, friends, other family members. We are there for you. If you are going through difficulties, don't sit there and stay alone. We are here to help you. But how can we help you if we don't know of your situation? And I'm going to speak now because there were some persons in the year who were having difficulty, never had device, and they could have reached out to the guidance counselor because some of these students are students on PATH, and PATH did offer devices. But how are we to know that you need a device if you'd never reached out to us? Mark, you are not opening it up now and say that we have device, everybody can reach out for device, you know. But let Let the guidance counselor, let Miss Johnson, let Mr. Logan know of your situation. Let your year teachers, your form teachers know of your situation. And of course, we will see how best we can assist. I just want to mention to you here that for your fourth form and onward, we are going to be there for you, but you have to take responsibility for your learning. You will have to be autonomous. What do I mean by that? You will have to look at your own self-worth, your own self-knowledge, self-respect, self-whatever it is. And you, with our assistance, will have to act on your own. The teachers are not going to be doing the SPAs. You will have to do it on your own. And if you are in groups, because many SPAs are done in groups, if you are in groups, make your contribution. Because if it is declared that you did nothing at all, then the others in the group will get the grades and not you. So I just want to wish for your fourth formers a year of hard work, a year in which you become serious. You hear everybody talking this morning? If you have not yet feel that need to be serious and to take matters in your hand, by that I mean be responsible for your learning, now is the time to begin. This is your future. Your future is coming to life right here now. From your enter Morant Bay High School, you are considering your future. But right now at fourth form, it should become more serious to you. You have chosen subjects for your career path. It's all dependent on you. I listened to the two young ladies this morning, and as I listened, I remember them as students. And I'm looking forward to you people when you reach that stage. I don't know, I might be old and gray then and probably walking with my walking stick, but I would love to hear you when you say to the students of Morant Bay High School, Morant Bay High School made me into what I am. I would love when you tell those students to seize the opportunity, because that is what I did when I was there. I am really looking forward to it. I just want you to know that all of you here listening to me, you are a possibility. You can be anything you want to be. It starts now. If you never did so well, first, second, third form, it does not mean that you can't start now. This is your opportunity. Seize today. Start working hard. It is possible. You are a possibility. I'm going to leave with you this thought from the author Ellen White from the book Education. It says, higher than the highest human thought can reach is God's ideal for his children. I repeat, higher than the highest human thought can reach is God's ideal for his children. Higher than the highest, higher than your human thought can reach is God's ideal for you. In everything, put God first. Never neglect the assistance that God offers to you. Never think that you are too successful, that you don't need him. is a present help, not just in time of trouble, but always. So I just pray for you, fourth formers, that your journey this year will be a good one. It is going to be challenging. We know that. It is going to be difficult. But I know that you are not daunted by challenges. And I know that whatever you put your head to, whatever you put your heart to, you can achieve it. All the best. Seize the opportunity. Thank you very much. Are there any questions in relation to examination? Ms. Chambers, do I take it now or when you open up the floor for questions?
We are moving into that, Miss, so we can start off.
Miss, may I just add, while we were speaking about CSEC and external exams, I would love for the students, and if there are any parents listening, to know if any of you have any illnesses, any ailments, any disabilities, anything at all that you think will interfere with your exam performance or you being able to sit the exams. Let's say there is something wrong with your vision, something happened to your eye, so you have vision issues, you're not seeing well, you're not able to read well because of whatever it is that's wrong with your eye. I would love for you to let me know so that I can speak to you about the things that CSEC puts in place, the special assessment arrangements, so that arrangements can be made when it's time for you to do your exams, right? So if there is something that can affect or may affect your performance preparing for and sitting your exam when that time comes, CSEC has put things in place where you can apply for special arrangements to be made. So let's say, for example, you're unable to read because of something happening. And this is, if it's happening now and if something happens while you're in fourth form, fifth form, leading up to your exam, right? Let's say you're in an accident and something happened to your vision or something like that. We can make a application to CSEC for a reader to be assigned to you. So while you're sitting the exam, somebody's there reading the questions for you so you don't have to strain and read it, and that affects your performance. So if there is something that happened or something happens, or you have an illness or disability or anything at all that may affect or impair your preparation for or your performance when the exam time comes, then you definitely need to speak with me so I can give you some more information and we can go through the application process.
Thank you, Mr. Logan. I noticed in the chat somebody says, Miss, only males alone doing electrical technology. I apologize if I said males, but it is open to any student who, the JPS subsidy that is open to any student who is doing information, who's doing electrical technology. I don't know if I'd mentioned, Ms. Chambers, I don't know if I'd mentioned the 4 subjects that the government gave the subsidy in. I don't remember mentioning it, so let me do so now. It is math, English, information technology, and a science subject, any science subject.
Oh, Miss Mark, we're not on to the question and answer yet. We have the timetable. We have the timetable before the question and answer.
Right.
So let's get through to the timetable. So students, remember, for those of you who came on a bit late, and for those who are on YouTube, I had asked individuals to have their subjects ready so that we can go through the timetable together. All right, the timetable, Mr. Perry. Would you like me to share my screen, sir? Yes,
Sure, you can go ahead.
All right, let me try. I brought it up, you know. All right, I'm going to share my screen, students, and Mr. Perry will go through the timetable with you. If you don't understand, please type in the chat. Do not sit down and complain. Please type it in the chat. We are here to assist. Looking for timetable.
Okay, good afternoon, students. So at this time, we're going to be discussing timetable. I know some of you kind of freaked out when you saw the timetable and you didn't understand what it was really about. So we are going to attempt at this time to make a lot clearer for you. So I'd also like you to take out your subjects. Your teacher would have given you a subject list. So I want to take out that list that was given to you, the option list that was given to you. You would notice in that list, you would have subjects from group 1 to group 8, right? So for example, for English language, you would see group 1. So all students would be sitting English language in group 1.
All right,
Right,
Mr.
so
Perry,
that's
sorry, the
exactly
timetable
what-
is on the screen, sir. Sorry.
So you're going to be using both documents. The document your form teacher would have sent to you and the timetable that is on your screen. Okay, so let's look at Monday, for example. So you'd see 2 sessions on a Monday, group 5, from 8:20 a.m. to 10 a.m. So what you do, students, that list that you'd have had with the subjects, you look on the list, you'd see what subject you have for group 5. So for example, can I have a student tell me what subject they have for group 5? Any student, just unmute.
Sir, I have social studies.
All right, thank you. So you have social studies. Where you see on this list, group 5, you would be sitting social studies, right? So Mrs. doing it on the screen for you. So what I'm going to advise you to do, students, make your own timetable. If it will be easier for you, you can remake the timetable, right? So you can remember what subjects you have at different times. Let's go to group 3. All right, can I students unmute and tell me what they have for group 3? Any student?
Information technology.
All right, so a student told me information technology. So where you see on the timetable group 3, you know you have information technology at that time. And it's that simple, students. There's nothing more to it. You also see on the timetable FP, so that will stand for form period. So you spend that time with your form teachers. And PD, I believe that would be for personal development, your guidance time with the guidance counselors. We will also have a club session. So of course you have been encouraged over years to make sure that you are a part of a club or society. So at that period is not a free period, students, right? Make sure that you join a club, or if you have already joined a club, make sure that you attend that club at that period so that you can be further developed. Remember, school is not just about the academics. We want to develop the whole man, right? So ensure you join a club, and of course it will look good on your resume. It will look good when you're trying to apply for scholarships, to stay, whatever it is. Make sure that you are a part of a club. Are there any questions on timetable? Is it clear? If it's clear, let's see you type in the chat clear. Everybody that is clear, let me see you write clear in the chat. I want to see a whole lot of clear so I know that it's very clear. Okay, Dinar said he does not understand. Dinar, can you unmute and tell me what you don't understand? Dinar? I am not understanding this, the time you see. Yes. So as I said, whatever time you see, whatever, for example, we just did a group 3. Somebody said that they have information technology for group 3. Remember that option sheet that you got, right? Miss, if you could bring up an example of an option sheet. Do you have one at hand? Miss Chambers?
Sir.
No, I don't have
Okay.
one at hand. But
Okay.
students, remember when you were choosing your subjects, you chose them according to the different groups. You had 8 groups, and you know that you had to choose English language in group 1, and then you chose the other subjects in the other groups. So the other subjects, we know that group 1 is out. We know what we're doing in group 1. So group 2, let's say that you were doing agricultural science in group 2, wherever on the timetable you see group 2. So on a Wednesday, well, we see Tuesday, on a Tuesday in the afternoon, you have group 2. Instead of group 2, you're going to put agri-science. What did I say? Agri-science, right? As Mr. Perry just highlighted. So wherever you have the groups, the subject that you have in that group, that is what you're going to place on the timetable.
Is it clear for you now, Denar? So there will be
Yes, sir, I'm
no
understanding.
time at all. You will have no class. The class is for the whole day because everybody has a class in every group.
All right.
Okay, so thank you all for listening, and see you all next week in class.
All right. I am hoping that everybody is clear. Let me check YouTube to see if everyone is clear. Students, if you have any questions, if you're having any challenges, if you do not understand, please let us know now. If you want to type it in the chat, please go ahead and type it in the chat. All right, everybody is fine. All right. So what you're going to do now, based on the subjects that you have, you are going to, well, if timetables will be sent to you, or I don't know if they were sent before. They should have been sent before. So what you're going to do now is to fill in the slots, right? You're going to fill in the slots, and that will be your timetable for the year. Again, remember, students, if you notice that you have both IT and EDPM, you are to let your form teacher know that we can have them, so that we can have the matter rectified. If you're doing both AdMath and AdMath, again, please let us know that this is the situation, so that we can have the matter rectified. You should not be doing both. Let me go again, students. If you have information technology and EDPM on your system, please let us know so that we can have it sorted out. And if you have math and AdMath, please let us know that we can have it sorted out. All right, good. Yes, Mr. Okongwai?
The information
Mr.
coming on
Okongwai.
YouTube, but
Yes, sir.
at the same time, as a form teacher, some students are also sending messages via my smartphone. And one of the concern here is, sir, how do I see my subject then? And how can I get one of my subjects changed now?
The subjects were sent in terms of viewing the subject would have been sent in the WhatsApp group, in the student WhatsApp group, so the student can go back into the media and try to find that information. In terms of subject changes, again, students, remember, most of the subjects are tied to a cumulative average. So if you do not have that average, it's unlikely that you'll be getting the subject, and the subjects are also tied to your career path. And what we have had to do is, because in some areas there's a larger concentration of students, what we have to do is to filter them out in accordance to, again, career paths and cumulative averages. We have to give those students, especially who has that career path, the first option of choosing that subject, and the others will have to get something else that relates to what they are doing. So everybody would not be able to get the subject that they want at this time, again, because of varying reasons. Where we can make changes, we will make changes. But students, not everybody will be accommodated.
Thank you.
Mr. Perry, you had something?
Ms. Chambers?
Yes, sir.
Right, so I have another thing to share on subjects. So I'd just like to let you be aware that there are still a few spaces available in French. So if it is that you like to do French, you can see your form teacher, and form teacher will let know. Of course, not. Of course, you have to have the appropriate grade, right? And we are being generous. Even if you were not able to sit it in third form, we are making a few accommodations. Are you still hearing me? My screen froze.
We're hearing you, sir. It's a bit
Right.
choppy though.
Okay, so I'm gonna start over. So there are a few spaces in French. So if it is that you like to do French, you can speak to your form teacher. If it is that you were not doing it in third form, your group supervisor and her team will look into it. And I do believe there are some spaces in Spanish as well. So if you like to do a language, it's not exactly too late to speak to your form teacher and the year group supervisor, and we will see if we can accommodate you. Thank you.
All right, and I think it's the same for Spanish as well, Mr. Perry.
Yes, miss.
It's the same for Spanish. All right, are there any other questions? Anything from YouTube? Students, now is the time to ask questions. All right, let me check YouTube.
Some persons are
quickly.
asking where they are supposed to check for the timetable.
The timetable, I am thinking that my form teachers would have sent them in their respective groups or to their MOE email. But what I will do, I will ask your form teachers to resend in the respective groups. And I will ask them to place it in the form classes as well.
Okay.
All right. I am not. No other question? All right. All right. Now I'm going to quickly do an analysis of your performance in the end of your exam. How do I do this?
Just stop
Can
sharing
someone,
this one.
where you see, where I don't see any stop sharing. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Oh, there's a hand up. Hold on, I'm seeing another hand. Who is it? J9HM9RI. You can go ahead.
Excuse me, sir, I'm just asking for the names of the groups, the subject groups, miss.
I'm not following the names of the subject groups.
It's like you said, group one you have language, so once the rest of the group, then I was designated subject.
I don't think I understand because it's, remember you choose.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
the other groups have different subjects in them. So for group one, because it's only language, you can say group one language, but the other groups will have different subjects depending on the ones that you choose. So you could name the other groups as such because it's various subjects in there. It's only group one where you have language. You can say group one is language. I don't know if that
Okay.
answers this question.
Yes, ma'am.
I left a question in the chat.
Can you go ahead and just ask the question, seeing that you have opened your mic, sir?
Yes, miss, I was asking that if we are supposed to stay in the same club, miss, are we allowed to join other clubs right now at this moment?
Mrs. McDermott, could you answer that for me, please?
Well, there are a number of clubs and societies. You will be informed of them. The length of this meeting would not allow us to go through all the clubs and societies. The choice is yours. All right? And it's important that at this stage of your life, you are involved in extracurricular activities. When you matriculate to university and onwards, they are going to be asking what was your involvement in school. In fact, if you are to return to Morant Bay High School to do your sixth form, or wherever you go to do your sixth form, that is one of the things they'll be interested in. How involved were you at your school? Were you a member of any club, any society, or any group? So make sure that you join a club, a society, or group. Now, if you were a member of one last year and you feel like changing this year, the choice is up to you. All right, whichever one you can best fit in, go ahead. But everybody is expected to be a member of a club, group, or society.
All right. All right. Are there any other questions?
Ms. Chambers, just before you go, I'm seeing in the chat there where somebody says, Miss, is it okay if we have TD and information technology on our system? TD, that's technical drawing.
Drawing and information
Yes, and information technology. Good, computer, so two different things.
Right.
What you are not supposed to have is EDPM and IT.
And information technology, right.
But if you have TD, IT, that is good. If you have both IT and EDPM, then you need to contact Ms. Chambers because you're supposed to be doing one or the other.
All right, so let me quickly go through the student analysis. All right, so this is your performance for the year. All right, now, in terms of the cohort students, there are 234 of you in the cohort, 104 males, 130 females. Now, sadly, during the exam period, five students did not sit any exams at all. And also of the 234, or that would have left what, 229 of the 229 that actually sat, 14 students did participate or sat less, 4 subjects or less, right? And remember, you're doing up to 18 or 17 subjects. All right, now let's quickly run through. In terms of overall performance for the year group, 22.2% of the cohort performed between 0 to 39%. Averages of 0 to 39%. Approximately 30.3 perform in the 40 to 54 bracket. 41.4 perform between the 55 to 74 average. So 41.4% of the cohort made the school's average, and only 5.9% would have made the honor roll. In total, this basically shows that approximately 52% of the year group is failing. They're performing dismally. Approximately 52%, roughly, when you round it off, approximately 52%, it's 51 point something, but we round it off, has performed below the school's average. It simply means students, as I said to you before, those bad habits, you have to change them like clothes now. You have to change those bad habits. You have to make every effort to improve in your academic career. You have to make every single effort. And I'm going to tell you that the onus is on you. On you. If you're having challenges, please reach out. The African proverb says a problem shared is a problem half solved. So if you are having issues and you sit on it, nobody knows, nobody can do something about it. All right. Now let's do a breakdown. Averages based on gender. All right. Now, performance, male, 0 to 39%. We have 76.92% of our boys performing in the zero, getting averages between 0 to 39%. For females, we have 49.3% of you performing in that range. The 40 to 54 range, we have 27.88% of our males performing in that range, while 31.53% of our females. And students, listen, as we go along, listen to how, as we get higher, you find that the boys perform less. All right, 55 to 74 averages, we have 18.26% of our boys making the school's average, while 49.3% of our girls would have made the average. And 75 and over, we have 4.80% of our boys making an average of 75 and over, while 6.92% of the females. If you notice, boys, the lower the grades, the higher the percentage. Somebody's mic is unmuted. The lower the grades, the higher the percentage. What this simply means is that for males, you are underperforming. No, underperform. And females, you are also underperforming, but it is more so clear for the boys. Students, I know that a lot of you have challenges, right? But as Dr. Wilmot said, in their time, right, the things that they had to go through and they were determined to overcome, you have to have that determination. We are here, we are willing to work with you, and I'm asking students, if you're having challenges, reach out to us. Let us see how best we can assist you. And listen, when we assist you, students, it shouldn't be a case where you get the assistance and 1 minute you're on top of the ball and the next minute it's back to square one. All right, it is clear that the year group really needs to perform, and it needs to start now. All right, no. So as I previously stated, roughly 76.92% of our boys are performing below the school's average in comparison to 62.30% of our girls. All right, now despite all of this, though, I must say that we have roughly 48% of the entire cohort being able to perform, making the school's average and performing above the school's average. Now, a quick summary or a quick breakdown of the class performance. Now, in terms of the honor roll, we have 10 students from 3R making the honor roll, while 1 student from 3A, N, and O respectively achieving the school's honor roll. So we have 13 students in all who would have achieved the school's honor roll this term. 3M, we have 8 students who would have met the school's average. For 3O, we have 14 students who would have made the school's average of 55% or more. For 3R, 36 students. For 3A, we have 24 students. 3N 16 students, and 3T 9 students. Students, pull up your socks. Pull up that socks. You have the ability, you have the potential. Students, you need to start working. Now, on a lighter note, let us acknowledge those students who would have made the 75% and over. At the top of the year, the student who would have come first in the year is Miss Shanice Scott from 3R. Congratulations. And in second place, we have Miss Spear. Sorry, Miss Scott got an average of 85.1. Miss Spear came in second with an average of 84.8. Miss Fisher, 83.0. Mr. Edmondson, 81.8. And these are all 3R students. Miss White, 80.6. Miss Duncan, 79.6. Now 3N, Marco Dean Downey. He would have made an average of 77.6. 3R, Miss Graham, 77.3. 3R, Carl Christopher, 77.1. 3R, Jaime Golding, 76.1. 3A, Denisha Taylor, 75.7. 3O, Miss Kevina Brown, 75.7. And 3R, Miss Shanna G. Blake, 75.7. A hearty congratulations to those students who would have made the honor roll. Hearty congratulations to those students who would have performed above the 55% average and over. And I'm encouraging those now who would have missed the average or would have performed poorly for whatever reasons to go back in yourself, see where the problem lies and see how best you, along with us, how we can work together to have it fixed, and so that we can move ahead in helping you to succeed and in helping you to improve your grades. All right, Mrs. McDermott, do you have anything to add?
I think I am going to put on Marco D. Downey, the most improved student of the year.
Yeah.
Marco Dean, I am so happy for you. Marco Dean came in first form, and of course we recognized his potential. He was doing quite well, and then something happened in second form. I don't know what it was. And of course he went on a downward trend, but I am so happy that Marco Dean has found his form and his shape once again, and he's moving upward. Marco Dean, please remain on top there. If anything, I want you to move upward. Tell Shanice that challenge is coming for her. And I want you to move up Marco Dean. That Marco Dean is on my mind. Marco Dean, but not downward again. I'm really happy for you. And students, Marco Dean there is an example to all of you who feel that you can't move from where you are. He's showing you that it is possible. With hard work and dedication, you can move up. So that is it for Marco Dean. I just want to commend Shanice. I mean, she has been consistent. She has been consistent from first form, topping the year. And that is so very good. Please continue, Shanice. Peart also. Peart sometimes give her a little challenge. But Peart, you have been doing well, very well also. And for all of those who are on the honor roll, I am really happy for you. My only disappointment is that the list is so short, but you have done well. Continue. All the best.
All right, and I think we are at the end of our orientation.
Just before you go to the end, Miss Chambers, I just need to mention to the students that come the 13th, as you said, we are having our virtual school. Virtual school. You log on. Remember, school begins at 10 to 8. you make sure you log on. So you are there for your registration and for devotion. Start the day right, as Ms. Chambers and others have been saying. And then we will have our classes. All right. So look out for the invites. By the end of the week, you should be getting the invites from all the teachers for your various groups. If you have not gotten it, you need to let your teachers know so that you can be added to the list. So look out for the invites, accept the invites, and get into the classes at the appropriate time. You know how to do that. So we don't have to go over that with you. You know how to do that. Now I need to let you know that we are also looking forward to going back face to face. You would have heard the Minister of Education, the Prime Minister talking about protocols and when and what face to face, what time face to face will be possible. But just to tell you that we are going to be operating a rotation system when we go back face to face. What do I mean by that? You are going to be having week on for face to face, week off. 1 week face to face, the other week virtually. So we will have upper school, lower school, and you will alternate. So let's say that week 1, we have 4th, 5th, and 6th formers coming in face to face. The following week, 4th, 5th, and 6th formers will remain at home. Work will be set in your Google Classroom, or if possible, the teachers will come and teach you. And the other week, you will be face to face. So just bear that in mind. But for the time being, all of us are in the virtual space. So all of you are expected to come to school as of Monday. Yes, Ms. Chambers.
All right. So I think students, you have been armed with a whole lot of information. It is now your turn to do what you ought to do. And so we are going to bid you adieu until Monday. All right, students, remember when the challenges come, as our awesome guidance counselor said, our mantra is we are going to push through. All right, we are going to push through. I will see you on Monday. Have a good day.
You too, Miss.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, Miss.
Miss. Bye.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, students. Bye.
Adios.